and do some traveling, but it might be difficult for some of you. Not so bad in Los Angeles. I know we here are needing the rainfall, though, with the drought getting worse. Dallas, we're talking rain as we go through the weekend. Cleveland, of course, it's snow. Looking through our Earth cam, you can see some melted snowflakes on the camera lens as we speak. So we're talking about a system that's impacting a lot of people, a lot of juice with this storm, Winter Storm Mateo. And with the cold air, yes, we've got that stripe of dark blue stretching out from the northern Rockies through the Great Lakes and all the way into the Northeast for today. And to the south, yes, the rain will be filling in across this region as well. Atlanta, most of the day should be dry, but later on this evening, we're likely to see some of those showers move in, possibly even some rumbles of thunder as that rain could get heavy at times. Certainly not a good day for travel as we head into our weekend. We've got rain from about the Ohio Valley down to the Gulf Coast, but that pink and purple stretch right there from eastern Oklahoma right into upstate New York, this is where we have wintry mix concerns, including freezing rain. We could see some accumulation of that ice on the trees and power lines, so make sure you've got the flashlights just in case. You can see the pink still on the map as we progress into Sunday. Place like Cape Girardeau, Belleville, on up towards Indianapolis. We've got kind of an icy mix on the way for you Sunday, and even up towards Buffalo. That rain snow line is going to go a little north of you for a while before it finally clears out of here on Monday. Still dealing with the rainy commute, though, across the south. Take that into consideration heading into Atlanta. Of course, the busy airport down towards Miami as well. Some showers and thunderstorms as we head towards Tuesday. That rain just wants to hang around. I mean, we've been hoping for rain for a while. The drought has gotten worse in the southeast, but now too much of a good thing could lead to some flooding, especially watching some of those low-lying areas, some of those smaller creeks and streams. And you can see Wednesday we bring another system through the mid-Mississippi Valley on into Thursday. That was Valentine's Day, by the way. Thursday, the day after, you see the wintry mix setting up across the Northeast and also rainy times for parts of the Mid-South.
Forecast Factor brought to you by the Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Everything insurance should be.
Dear Brian and Liz, my favorite part about being an insurance agent is working with people like you. Over the years, I've watched your passion grow into a successful business. It's clear why your family, your nursery, and the things you care about are so valuable. It's why I recommended the Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Thank you for your trust and letting me be part of this journey. Take care. David.
The Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Everything insurance should be.
You can't predict the market, but through good times and bad, at T. Rowe Price, we've helped our investors stay confident for over 80 years. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust. Preparing you to stay safe. Going beyond the maps and apps, taking you to the worst conditions. With experts breaking down every impact of this system, every season, every storm, every time you watch. Trust in the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 70. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Parodontax, the toothpaste that helps prevent bleeding gums. If you spit blood when you brush or floss, you may have gum problems and could be on the journey to much worse. Help stop the journey of gum disease. Try Parodontax toothpaste. It's clinically proven to remove plaque, the main cause of bleeding gums, for healthy gums and strong teeth. Leave bleeding gums behind with Parodontax toothpaste.
This month, your heating bills go through the roof. That's why we have microwavable soup. They say summer bodies are made in the winter, but they never said how.
To most, he's Phil Mickelson, pro golfer. To me, he's, well, Dad. So when his joint pain from psoriatic arthritis got really bad, it scared me. And what could that pain mean?
Joint pain could mean joint damage. Enbrel helps relieve joint pain and helps stop further damage. Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections, serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred. Tell your doctor if you've been someplace where fungal infections are common, or if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if you have persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu.
Since Enbrel, Dad's back to being Dad.
Visit Enbrel.com and use the joint damage simulator to see how your joint damage could be progressing.
Ask about Enbrel. Enbrel. FDA approved for over 14 years.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain.
And clearer skin.
This is my body of proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
Humira. What's your body of proof?
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got all this for less than $50 on DealDash.com.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. At DealDash.com, you can save up to 99%, but hurry, everything must go.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-300-7112 or go to Mesobook.com.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to a snowy Detroit. Meteorologist Paul Goodlow live in downtown Detroit next to the Spirit of Detroit statue. This right arm and right fist coming right through. That's what Mateo is doing in the Midwest right now. We're easily 4 or 5 inches of snow deep. I was walking around here and realizing this snow is actually covering my ankles, so I'm doing measurements. That's like 4.5 to 5 inches of snow just here. Haven't got the update on the airport in terms of how much snow they picked up there officially, but speaking of airports, check out some of the delays here nationwide. Chicago, the worst off right now. They had runways closed early this morning, but an hour and 10-minute delay there. Also seeing some delays around the Mid-Atlantic, also in the Southwest. But the Southwest delays are not weather-related. But this snow from Winter Storm Mateo, that's the big weather influencer in terms of the roads. Even this road in front of me, yeah, earlier this morning, you can see it was kind of wet and slushy. Now it is definitely snow-packed. People are still out here traveling, though school is closed. But, yeah, the roads are slick. So if you are traveling, go slow. So, again, how slow will this storm system move out of here? Let's check in now with our winter weather update and check in back in the studio with Kelly and Dr. Greg Postel.
All right, Paul, nice and bundled up out there with those single-digit wind chills. But, yeah, you know, we've got phases of Mateo. This is going to be with us for a while.
Right. You'd think that it would be over, like, later on today when snow stops in some places in the upper Midwest, but there's going to be another round, probably tonight and tomorrow morning, and then another round tomorrow, Saturday night and Sunday. Let's show you how it's going. Exactly. Let's show you how that happens. So, Kelly, beginning this morning, this is, let's call this part phase 1, where there's really an enhancement right now over Michigan.
Yeah, we're seeing some very heavy snow in a place like Gary, Indiana. 1/8 of a mile visibility. You guys are getting pasted out there.
Right. And then tonight, look at this. Here's another batch that kind of forms right along the same train tracks, right? So you get the sense that there's little disturbances moving along the frontal zone. Kelly, that's the way you put it, accurately so. There's another blob of snow coming our way out of Nebraska and Iowa into northern Illinois overnight tonight.
So Mateo overall is like a frontal boundary with just disturbances riding along that front the next couple of days.
I think that's a good way to put it. A bunch of those disturbances yielding each one of them several inches of snow. So when you add it all up over the next 3 days, there are going to be some very impressive totals kind of along that same train track I laid out before. But then we go to tomorrow afternoon. You might have thought, well, that's it, right? Well, look at what's happening again out here, roughly along the same train tracks, right? Kelly, that's disturbance number 3. It's got a couple of inches of snow in it, moving roughly along the same path like
So
that.
what I don't like to see is the pink and purple. Still more of that icy mix can be expected for some.
Correct. Now, this pink right here is the chance for freezing rain. So we have to watch out here along the St. Louis, Indianapolis corridor, maybe just south, where there could be some rain coming down and then freezing on contact Saturday night and early Sunday morning. You have to watch out for that. Sunday travel could be difficult.
Okay, so the Northeast, we kind of go through this phase again over the weekend after we just got snow. The purple indicating a wintry mix. Buffalo may end as snow showers, it looks like.
That's right. And the other factor to note in the Northeast is that this is going to be yet again another weekend where we're going to be dealing with a lot of rain. So snow accumulations that have, I guess, accumulated over the last several days and several weeks in southern New England, they're going to be dealing with a lot of snow melt upcoming here. Not so good news for the ski resorts this weekend.
Yeah, they can absorb so much, but yeah, we don't want too much rain. But the snowfall, until that happens, I mean, the darker purple, that's pretty significant.
This is through Sunday evening. Exactly right, Kelly. A 5 to 8 inch swath here, perhaps as much as 8 inches yet to come already, what you've got so far on the ground through the weekend. So we're dealing with a lot more snow for the next couple of days. But looking beyond that, Kelly, what do you think?
Valentine's Day looks pretty warm across the south, but to the north, it just keeps on coming.
Yeah, the risk for colder air continues for much of the rest of the month in that part of the country.
All right, guys, we are back in just 60 seconds. Stay right there.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 70. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Leave yourself time to get to work and get home.
Wise words from Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. Be careful out there. Give yourself plenty of time. You're taking a look at live coverage of Winter Storm Mateo and the reality that millions of people across the greater Chicagoland area are dealing with. This is behind the wheel of Paul Goddard. Roads out there quite treacherous, to say the very least. And I'll tell you, horns are blaring out there, and there's plenty of reasons for it. Road conditions treacherous not only in the Chicagoland area, but also in spots like Detroit. Obviously, this is a big story that impacts so many people, and for that, we've got a great team assembled. I'm here, obviously, in Chicago with the amazing Paul Goodlow, my friend out in Detroit, giving you updates from the Motor City. Also, Kelly Cass back in the studio doing the great job she always does. And Dr. Greg Postel, the man with the plan with Mateo. Okay, well, let me tell you, here in the Windy City, the way it was yesterday, we had the cold conditions, but in terms of precipitation, really didn't happen. Things started getting underway as we made our way into late afternoon. Then in the evening, it began to really pick up. And from that point to present moment, we've had snow that's been fairly steady. What's interesting, though, the consistency of the flakes have been weird. At times, they're the really small ones that you're seeing drive diagonally across the screen. But I'll tell you, about 20, 30 minutes ago, we actually had some larger flakes. Now, where we happen to be in this cross-section, we're right near Adams and Canal. Cars have been moving through with actually decent rapidity. It really hasn't been that bad. A few spin-outs here and there, some fishtailing, but conditions here not bad at all. How's it going, man? But I got to tell you, the issues that we have at the airport, a lot of backups there, certainly a lot of cancellations, many delays, not only at O'Hare, but also at Midway. And we're going to see that, a chain reaction to those problems, popping up in a lot of cases. How are the bikes? Bikes doing okay? Not good. Okay, be careful out there. A few bikers out there certainly having a tough time, but I got to tell you, the sidewalk's really not in bad shape. In fact, we look over here, Kyle, look at the great job we have. Unreal, they put the salt out here, and it is pretty much clean. I mean, let's be honest, you're not going to eat off it, right? It's not like a plate on the dining room table, but it is much cleaner. Good job, man. High five. Great work you're doing out here. Unbelievable, my man. Okay, good stuff. So you got men and women by the hundreds that are out with the plows on the roadways. You know what? You want to help? You can do that. The way you can help is by giving them a wide berth, giving them a lot of room out there, because those plows, those drivers, they're focused on those roadways. You need to be focused just right there on the wheel, or better yet, if you don't have to travel, don't do so, okay? But everybody travels to Motor City, right? Over in Detroit, that's we're going to motor our way over to Paul. Paul, what's the latest you've had over the last 20 minutes? Has the snow been picking up, or do you see a little bit of a let-off?
You know, Reynolds, it picked up about an hour or so and really hasn't let off too much. In fact, this morning, the pre-dawn hours, this sidewalk was clear. It was kind of slushy and wet, but now you can see there's at least a half inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of snow covering the sidewalk, which was bare earlier. It was wet, but certainly not dry. The roadways have actually gone downhill. We're seeing some of the blacktop here, but earlier this morning it was more of that brown slushy stuff. You can definitely see the blacktop, but now you're seeing a lot of white here, a lot of snow on top of the roads. But the amazing thing here along Jefferson, we're seeing a steady stream of traffic in both directions as they get off the interstate. Also, the Windsor Tunnel is off to my left there. Canada is, I guess, I'm facing it. It's on the side of the river there, and I can barely make out some of the buildings. Our visibility has gone down to about a half mile at times, but overall the snow continues to come down. It started around 2 o'clock this morning and has been a little light earlier, but now continues to pick up. Now, in terms of people on the roads, it's not people taking kids to school. Schools around this area were closed. More than 750 schools closed today because of Winter Storm Mateo, but perhaps some businesses are still open, hence all the traffic we keep seeing all morning long here. But this snow will continue through the morning, into the afternoon, then finally taper off later on tonight. So your evening commute will be a lot worse than your morning commute. Even that was sketchy at times. No reports of any major accidents on the roadways, and believe it or not, shockingly, no major delays at the airport here in Detroit. There's probably flight cancellations, and I know all the airlines are being flexible in terms of moving your schedule around if you want to avoid all the snow here from Winter Storm Mateo. Let's get the latest back in the studio now with Dr. Greg Postel.
Paul, thank you very much. Good reporting from Detroit, Michigan. That's one place that's getting quite a bit of snow, as are many places along a track from the plains to the northeast. Let's have a look at the map real quick if you can get there. This is how much snow is to come through this evening, really. So there are going to be kind of multiple rounds of snow, not just through this evening, but through the weekend. So we'll talk about that at 50 past the hour, how much yet to come, kind of in the same area for about 2 more days. But this burst of it through tonight for the next 12 hours, gosh, there's still going to be places that get maybe at least another 5 inches in southern Michigan, and a broad swath of about 3 more in the zone from Nebraska to New England. Right now in that same swath, you can kind of see that it's not really a long continuous line of snow. It's kind of broken up into blobs, and here's one of them over lower Michigan right in here, where actually the atmosphere is responding to a little disturbance in the jet stream with a lot of lift in the atmosphere right along here. That's helping to support the snow. And back here, we're seeing a lot of sinking and subsidence behind that disturbance. That's why that snow is broken apart for the time being in Iowa. But not before producing a decent amount of snow. We saw Fort Dodge have 11 inches of snow, whereas areas in and around Des Moines quite a bit less, just a couple of inches. But in parts of Wisconsin, we saw Brookfield not far from Milwaukee, 4 inches, and Aurora, Illinois right here at about 5.1, more yet to come. Here's an example of what the roads look like on I-35. This is just south of Des Moines. The interstates here, I-35, not doing so bad. Bevington, Iowa, you can see that. This is kind of what the situation looks like across much of the upper Midwest on the interstates. Visibility has come down a lot in Illinois and northwestern Indiana. Gary, a quarter-mile S+ heavy snow. New Carlisle, Indiana, 8 inches of snow on the ground and still snowing hard, as it is in many places in Michigan. Several more inches, probably 4 to 5 inches yet to come there, and it's not going to be over with this blob until about early on the morning Saturday. But if you think that's it, well, think again, because there's a new round that's going to be developing kind of along this same frontal zone. Can you see that in Iowa during the very, very early morning hours tomorrow? Here it comes, a new burst of moderate snow across parts of central Illinois and eastern Iowa. That to likely move through the Chicagoland area tomorrow morning with another couple of inches. This is round 2, and yet, believe it or not, there's another one behind it later on Saturday and into Sunday. We'll have much more on that when we come back.
This program brought to you by Jardiance Implicaflosin tablets.
Today, we're out here to test people's knowledge about type 2 diabetes. So you have type 2 diabetes?
Yes, I do.
True or false? Type 2 diabetes more than doubles your chance of dying from a cardiovascular event like a heart attack or a stroke.
That can't be true, can it?
Actually, it is true. And with heart disease, your risk is even higher. In fact, cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death for adults with type 2 diabetes and heart disease. But there is good news. Jardiance is the only type 2 diabetes pill with a life-saving cardiovascular benefit. Jardiance is proven to both significantly reduce the chance of dying from a cardiovascular event in adults who have type 2 diabetes and heart disease and lower your A1C.
That's good to know.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, and trouble breathing. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis or an allergic reaction. Symptoms of an allergic reaction include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Other side effects are sudden kidney problems, genital yeast infections, increased bad cholesterol, and urinary tract infections, which may be serious. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions.
Isn't it time to talk to your doctor about Jardiance?
Absolutely.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance and get to the heart of what matters.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust, taking you to the worst conditions, preparing you to stay safe. Every season, every storm, every time you watch, trust in the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast, low 57. Winds light and variable. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 70. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Gas, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea can start in the colon and may be signs of an imbalance of good bacteria. Only Philips Colon Health has this unique combination of probiotics. It provides 4-in-1 symptom defense. It's your daily probiotic.
Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me.
Volunteer at neighborhoodofgood.com. State Farm.
Why did I want a Crest 3D White Smile? Dinner date. Meeting his parents' dinner date. So I used Crest.
Crest 3D White removes 95% of surface stains in just 3 days for a whiter smile that will win them over. Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Got my license! I'm going on my first Target run. Need anything?
Laundry detergent.
Toothpaste.
I'll get my purse. Okay, Nana.
Get low prices today and every day. Target run and done.
And welcome back to continued coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. We got a plow coming in through right here. Kyle, check it out. Here we go. These guys have been out here working around the clock trying to move the snow. Problem is, as the snow has been coming down, guess what? They have to move it out. It's kind of one of those rinse, lather, repeat sort of situations. Compliments of Winter Storm Mateo, which continues to bring more snowfall. Now, as he's backing on up, look what continues to come in. Do you see it at home? I feel a little bit of that nature's confetti coming in. Really small snowflakes, but a short while ago we had a bit more. Well, I'll tell you what, it is stacking up on everything. We're seeing snow in places where it didn't even exist just yesterday. Come on through, dude. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. You got a job to do. It's your town. It's not ours. All right, there he goes. Good work, man. What can you do? Well, these guys are going to do that for the rest of the afternoon, into the evening hours, then into the weekend, because this is not going to end quickly. We're going to see more of this. Road conditions, well, it really is kind of a hodgepodge. This is one of the better spots, this intersection. You can still tell it's kind of messy here at Adams Street and Canal. Pedestrians having an easy time of it, but the airport, let's be honest, that's going to be your biggest issue. We've had tons of cancellations, a lot of delays in spots like O'Hare, Midway. Also, we're not seeing any planes taking off or landing there. And then you have Detroit dealing with more of the same issues. So, you know, it's going to be one of those days where we're at the mercy of Mother Nature. Despite all our advancements in technology, she still owns us, doesn't she? Well, at least Winter Storm Mateo does for now. That'll give us the latest on what's happening, getting us up to speed with what we know. Hey, let's go to the smart one. That is Kelly Cass. Take it away, Kelly.
Hey, Reynolds, we're eating away at that deficit, by the way, in Chicago, but the snow itself is not record-breaking in terms of amount, but the number of days that we've seen snow, that is record-breaking, right?
Absolutely, yeah, we're hitting 6 in a row, but you know, I don't think we're done yet. I think we could see that streak go up to maybe 7 or so. More this weekend. It is a nuisance, but you know, you bring up a really good point. We need the snowfall. I know it's a pain. I know it causes all kinds of havoc in our daily schedules, but got to have that moisture. No question about it, Kelly.
All right, Reynolds, thanks so much. Beautiful shot there, as long as people are staying safe. Here's what we know at this hour. As Reynolds just talked about, it is impacting travel, especially across the Midwest with Winter Storm Mateo. More than 1,000 flights canceled in and out of the country, so make sure you check with your airline on the status of your flight. Both Delta Airlines and United are issuing travel waivers for Great Lakes area flights today. South Bend, Indiana, asking residents to remove trash bins from the roads. They can better clear the roads of the snowfall. And in fact, I think a lot of towns and cities are kind of changing the trash pickup because of what's happening today with all that snow covering up the sidewalks and the sides of the streets. So let's take a look at Mateo. Of course, we're seeing Mateo coming in phases, pieces of the storm kind of moving through the Midwest and eventually into the Northeast as well. We've got this upper disturbance. It's going to be still with us as we head through the weekend, and then we'll see plenty of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, which means plenty of rain down here in the south. But just to the north of that boundary, that is where we're finding the air cold enough to support snow, where Reynolds is in Chicago, where Paul is in Detroit, and then of course right in the middle of the snow and the rain, you've got that wintry mix showing up as well. That pink is not what you want to see. That is freezing rain. That is in the forecast for places like St. Louis, Paducah, over towards Indianapolis, even St. Louis. You can see all the way stretching into the Northeast by Saturday night. We are going to see that freezing line kind of fluctuate for so many areas. The snowfall itself, it's piling up. I mean, this is in addition addition to what you already have on the ground. That lighter shade of purple, another 5 to 8 inches on the way, including the place like Detroit, on over towards Watertown, perhaps 8 to 12 inches of snow. Great news for the ski resorts, but there will be some rain and some ice mixed in with it at times. So for Kansas City, we see the snow coming down Saturday night. Temperatures definitely cold enough. You've got 10 and then warming things up to just 30 degrees on Sunday. So not a whole lot of melting going on. St. Louis, really be careful. Take this into consideration. A lot of you may want to do your Valentine's dates this weekend, but Saturday night right now looks very icy with temperatures around 20 degrees. All right, we've got a live look at Killington, Vermont, where, yeah, we've seen a few inches of snow in the last 24 hours, but over a foot since the last couple of days. And we've got more snow on the way, which is great news for a lot of the resorts here. We'll be right back.
I used to have to go in to the auto parts store. Pay too much, never find quite what I'm looking for. Now I just go online to Rock Auto and see all the parts my car will ever need. Lower prices, more parts, more brands. It's so easy to find the right parts fast. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
And the wolf huffed and puffed.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor. She said,
Symbicort could help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort could mean a day with better breathing. Watch out, piggies.
Get Symbicort free for up to 1 year. Visit SaveOnSymbicort.com today to learn more.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust, taking you to the worst conditions, preparing you to stay safe. Every season, every storm, every time you watch, trust in the Weather Channel.
Free Communication Weekend, that's how I started on eHarmony. You get to communicate with your matches for free. Being able to see who I was going to get matched with and communicate with them was a really good introduction.
This weekend, you can message your matches for free. It's the first step in finding that perfect person for you. So, message your matches for free.
If I had to use one word to describe the moment I knew he was the one, it would be magical.
Message your matches for free now through Monday only. No credit card required.
Sold for $1.66 at about 98% off on DealDash.com. Deal Dash is the most exciting way to score brand name, brand new products at prices you won't believe. Professional stand mixers for under $6 and pressure cookers up to 85% off. Touchscreen laptops for less than $16 and HD TVs for 80% off or more. So stop paying retail. Go to DealDash.com right now.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
This National Pizza Day Local on the 8th brought to you by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast, low 57, winds light and variable. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 70, winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. I'm meteorologist Paul Goodell, live in downtown Detroit, where the snow continues to come down. Our visibility has come down as well. I used to be able to see across the Detroit River to Windsor. I can't see those buildings anymore because of the intensity of the snow. Visibility about a half a mile. Intensity of the snow has let up a little bit, but we've seen quite a bit over the last, say, hour and a half or so. And our temperatures have risen. We're now at 20 degrees, but we're still seeing this light, fluffy, dry snow, which will blow around if we had any wind. We have some slight and light wind, but if we had stronger winds, this would be very difficult to deal with. I mean, traveling, look at the roads behind me. There's still traffic rolling on through, but the roads are snow covered and snow packed. So traction is, well, challenging at best, but people are still out here. The good news is, because of the conditions and the weather conditions, school's been closed here. Not just for the Detroit public schools, but over 750 schools in this area have shut down because of the snow, which has been falling since, say, 1 o'clock in the morning. It will probably fall well into this evening, past the evening rush as well. I did hear that the University of Michigan, about 45 miles to the west of me, they're holding class today, but hopefully those kids are just walking versus driving, because they're getting as much snow as we're going to see here, and that could encounter to maybe 6 to 9 inches before all is said and done. Kelly?
And then when you think it's done, there's more on the way for the weekend, Paul. Thank you so much. We need to talk about the rainy side of the system as well. In fact, very heavy rain that could lead to flooding, despite the fact that we've got a drought in place for much of the south. We do need the rain. Taking a look at I-85 now, if you're traveling through the upstate of South Carolina, there's a live view of Greenville. You see the blue sky out there. We're not dealing with wet pavement yet, but the rain is coming just in time for your weekend plans. So I know timing is not so great on this one, but you can see where we do have the shades of orange on the map. That's where we have severe drought. We especially need it over here on the Missouri-Arkansas border, where the drought has been worsening. So, you know, we'll take the moisture, but unfortunately sometimes too much rain in a short period of time can lead to flooding. And we are concerned about flooding, especially through the Smokies of eastern Tennessee, North Georgia, the upstate of South Carolina as well, because this is a juiced up system. Mateo, we've got plenty of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. You've got waves of low pressure moving along that frontal boundary, and that keeps us wet for the next several days. Actually, it's not just going to be tomorrow, it's going to be Sunday, it's going to be into the middle of next week. So here we go tomorrow, the darker shade of green showing where we could have some heavier rainfall, even across the Ohio Valley, through Nashville, Huntsville, Birmingham, Atlanta. We've got some pretty heavy rain on the way that could lead to delays at the airport as well. There's that little bit of pink showing up on the northern edges for Sunday, so watching extreme northeastern Arkansas, where there could be some freezing rain concerns there. But for the most part, it is all rain as we travel into Monday. Of course, Mardi Gras well underway here in New Orleans, Mobile. Be very careful traveling down to these locations and check ahead for delays here as well. We still have the rain showing up for Mardi Gras itself. Fat Tuesday, we still have the rain here in Macon, Georgia, through the Carolinas as well. And it's really going to add up in some places. I mean, that darker green is 2 to 3. That's already a lot. But then you throw that shade of yellow in there. That's 3 to 5 inches up over the Cumberland Plateau and heading into the upstate of South Carolina, the high country of western North Carolina. Yeah, we could see as much as 3 inches even here in North Georgia. Now, officially for Atlanta, this is a forecast that starts tomorrow morning and goes all the way through Wednesday. So we could potentially see as much as 3 inches in parts of Cobb County there in Marietta, even some rumbles of thunder. You might hear that on Sunday with these warm temperatures as well, mid-60s. That's above average for this time of the year. Still a few storms are possible Monday, and yes, even Tuesday, and limited sunshine even as we head toward the middle of the week. All right, of course, we are talking about the snowy side of Mateo, really causing problems on the roadways out there. Our storm tracker Paul Goddard is out there in Chicago capturing these scenes of what it looks like just trying to get around on the roadways here in northern Illinois. Yeah, definitely stay home if you can.
have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis, little things can be a big deal. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats differently. For psoriasis, 75% clearer skin is achievable with reduced redness, thickness, and scaliness of plaques. And for psoriatic arthritis, Otezla is proven to reduce joint swelling, tenderness, and pain. And the Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Tell your doctor if these occur. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Other side effects include upper respiratory tract infection and headache. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of products. Everyone loves Flex Seal, the easy way to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. Just a quick shot fills cracks and holes, stopping the toughest leaks. It's actually liquid rubber in a can. And with Flex Seal liquid, you can brush, roll, dip, or pour for a watertight seal. Flex Seal liquid starts out thick and turns into a super strong, flexible rubber. And with Flex Shot, you can caulk, bond, and seal virtually anything. Push the trigger to make quick repairs. Perfect for kitchens and baths. And Flex Tape is the super strong waterproof tape that can instantly patch, bond, seal, and repair.
Flex Tape's triple thick adhesive is so strong, it even works underwater.
Imagine everything you could do with Flex Seal. Flex Seal liquid, Flex Shot, and Flex Tape.
Friends, colleagues, gathered here are the world's finest insurance experts. Rodney, mastermind of discounts like Safe Driver, Paperless, the list goes on.
How about a discount for long lists?
Gold. Mara, you save our customers hundreds for switching almost effortlessly.
It's a gift.
And Jamie.
Present.
Together, we are unstoppable. So, what are we gonna do? Insurance. That's kind of what we do here.
All right, I brought in high protein to help get us moving and help you feel more strength and energy in just 2 weeks. I'll take that.
Ensure high protein with 16 grams of protein and 4 grams of sugar. Ensure, always be you.
So you planned everything out to be the first one in line for that new superhero movie. Except for the extra hour to drive there. Yeah, seems like you need local now. It's like your local news, but streaming when and where you want it. Now, the next time disaster strikes, you'll be ready to swoop in and save the day. Local now. Stream on.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 70. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts.
What makes this simple dinner the best simple dinner ever? Great tasting, heart healthy California walnuts. So simple, so good.
And welcome back to continued coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. You're seeing the view from behind the wheel of Paul Goddard. He's out and about this live stream information where, I'll tell you, it translates pretty well, doesn't it? The roads are treacherous all across Chicagoland. The 10 million people that call this great part of the country home, they've got dangerous driving conditions out there. Kids are not in school, which is great for the kids. I'm sure the parents, depends on who you ask. Welcome back, everyone. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf coming to you from Chicago. You know, over the years, I've been doing TV for about 25 years. You interact interact quite a bit with mayors. And from Robert Kraft, the mayor of Gulf Shores, Alabama, to Mitch Landrieu, New Orleans, the #1 job of any mayor is to keep their people safe. Well, coming up in a short while, we're going to hear from the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, the situation in the city and how they're coping with all that is falling from the skies. Do you see it at home? Can you see it? Well, they're pretty small snowflakes at the time being, but a short while ago we had some that were fairly large. But I will tell you the precipitation has been constant, and so has the traffic been in this intersection of Adams Street and Canal. You got city services, the buses that are moving through with no major problems. That's the good news, although there have been some spin-outs. You've got the Corona Extra truck over there that's telling you to relax responsibly. But I'll tell you, hopefully you are relaxing responsibly at home and not getting out on the roadways, because the roadways are going to be a mess. Air travel, good luck with that. A lot of people that are here in town on conventions that were thinking they were going to be able to hop on the plane and jet home. I don't think it's going to happen. In fact, you may be having a better chance by the time you get to tomorrow morning. But till then, we're kind of frozen in place. All compliments to this system that has been affecting millions of people across the region. And if you think it's a Chicago story, it is, but it covers so many areas. Back to Detroit, all across the Midwest. But it does seem that the bulk of the moisture has actually been affecting parts of the I-80 corridor and points north. But what's interesting is that it really is a narrow band. I mean, figuratively speaking. If we were to hop, say, 100 miles to the south, we wouldn't have much precipitation at all. But the inverse is true. If we were to go way to the north, you'd run into drier times. But right here on this cluster of a lot of population, we're talking 2.7 million people in the city of Chicago, over 10 million in the Chicagoland area. A lot of people right here in the ribbon of moisture, which extends all the way to the Motor City. You know what? They have an extra resident there today by the name of Paul Goodlow. You know him well. Paul, I know you've been out there dealing with the snowflakes all morning long. How's it going now?
Call me a visitor, not a resident. We need someone to spend a lot of time here from a resident. Hopefully just a visitor in the midst of Winter Storm Mateo here with this snow here. You mentioned the millions there in Chicago dealing with this, millions here across the Detroit area dealing with this. Over 750 schools closed because of all this snow. And we're talking about it the last several days. We knew the snow would be an all-day long event, so thankfully they did close the schools, but not so much for businesses. Behind me is Jefferson Street. We've been seeing a steady stream of traffic out here all morning long from the pre-dawn hours to now, and this sidewalk has been plowed and kind of, they have these little carts with scrapers, brushes on it, and they've been clearing this out earlier, but since the snow picked up in intensity, we're seeing now this even covered in snow, so it's starting to stick everywhere. Temperatures are the warmest they've been all day long at 20 degrees. They've been in teens all morning long, and by the way, the high yesterday only 21, so we're nowhere close to freezing, so everything that is falling is sticking. You can see the conditions of the roads here. There's still plenty of snow-packed roadways, and this has had fair amount of traffic. Imagine some of the side streets that haven't had the same treatment or traffic as this road has, but still people are rolling on through. A lot of cars out here have all-wheel drive, even some SUVs. A lot don't. Even seen some beautiful muscle cars. Again, this is Motown, by the way, coming on through slowly because they got the big fat wide tires, but rear wheel drive in this traction, lack of traction on the roadways is a little difficult. But again, the snow, because of the temperatures in the 20s, it's a light fluffy snow. Sorry kids, not the best snow to make snowmen with, but look, you've had over 43 inches of snow so far this winter. I'm sure that if not this snowstorm, maybe the next one could give you some packable snow. But Kelly, while Chicago is trying to make up for the snow deficit, Detroit has plenty of snow. We'd like to give some of this away, well over our average. In fact, we're almost at our seasonal average, and we still have the rest of February and March to go.
Yeah, you're right. You can get storms even into early April. That's happened before. Paul, thank you so much for that live report. And, of course, we'll check back in with you. But right now, here's the latest that we know about Winter Storm Mateo and some of the impacts that we are finding across the Midwest, including in Illinois, where the Department of Transportation says driving should be avoided because the roads are just too snowy and icy. Chicago Streets and Sanitation has deployed 370 snowplows to tackle the road conditions out there. And in Wisconsin, the Milwaukee Department of Public Works has suspended garbage and recycling collections for most routes today. A lot of snow emergencies in effect for so many towns and municipalities as well. That means park on the correct side of the street so that the plows can get through and do their job. Want to talk more about the impacts with Mateo because, Greg, it's not just today, but really the next few days that we're still going to be dealing with it.
Kelly, that's right. I mean, we're dealing right now with effectively effectively round one, which is the most of it moving through probably northern Indiana, Michigan, and northern Ohio right now. And yet to come, just through tonight, this is how much is left in it. So think about what you have on the ground, add to what you've got here on this map, perhaps a swath of 3 to 5 inches in central Illinois, lower Michigan, northern Indiana, Ohio. That is just through tonight, but there's a couple of more rounds yet to come. We'll definitely sort of break that out at 50 past the hour. But let's stick right now with what we've got going on today, because there is still in some places a significant amount to deal with all along that zone. Notice there's a break back out here in Iowa. That's as this little blob moves away. There's some fracturing of that sort of line, that linear zone of snow. But we're still in Chicagoland right now dealing with visibilities underneath a half a mile in some places, making travel really difficult. So be careful in northern Indiana, lower Michigan, and north central Illinois, where we've seen as much as 6 inches across just areas west of Chicago. In Michigan, Lansing 3, but it is about ready to snow pretty hard there. There's light snow, but a moderate band is moving in. Chino Lakes, 6 inches there, and Ann Arbor, Michigan 3, and about 4 to 5 more, we think, before the day is over. So there's going to be a good 6 to 10 inches there with this round of snow in this part of the Great Lakes. Visibilities across the region, generally less than a mile, some places even lower than that. But overall, we'll be dealing with snow through the afternoon, making travel pretty difficult. But talking about that break, as that blob moves away right from Michigan and the Great Lakes, it kind of calms down a little bit later on this evening. A little bit. It won't be completely gone, but it's sort of the calm aspect before the next round comes in. Can you see that right in here? A new batch of moderate snow heading toward the Chicago area, Rockford, Illinois, just north of Champaign, Peoria, Springfield, probably getting into some of that. And then northern Indiana, north of I-70 from about Indianapolis on toward Chicago and Gary. We're going to see some light to moderate snow overnight tonight. So that's round 2. And coming up, Kelly, at 50 past the hour, we're going to talk about yet another round Saturday night and Sunday, for some of these same locations to add yet a few more inches. Each one of these systems dropping about, 3 to 5, in some cases locally more than that. So it's a lot when all is said and done.
The storm train continues, right. Greg. Right now we have a look at Indianapolis. Woo, what a pretty sky that is right there. You've got temperatures above freezing, mid-30s, but we are expecting ice, unfortunately, for the Circle City, as you are right in that path of cold air at the surface, and that means icing is going to be likely, not just Indianapolis, but down towards St. Louis and Fort Smith, Arkansas as well. These are all areas that should be prepared for the possibility of power outages, depending on how much ice you do get. Definitely some slippery roadways out there, including St. Louis for Saturday night. Temperatures down to around 20 degrees, and even parts of the Northeast, we've got the ice potential showing up in that darker shade of purple as well. So it's not just going to be rain or snow. There is going to be that wintry mix in between as well. For a place like Cleveland, you do get the snow, but unfortunately we have the ice on top of that. Saturday night right into Sunday, with temperatures staying below freezing right through Sunday night, so not a whole lot of melting is going to be happening here. Stay with us for another update on Winter Storm Mateo when we get back.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 70. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Valentine's Day, huh? You're probably planning to think outside the box. My advice? Don't. This Valentine's Day, think inside the box. Make a big impression this Valentine's Day. Introducing the perfectly paired collection from Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries.
This month, your heating bills go through the roof. That's why we have microwavable soup. They say summer bodies are made in the winter, but they never said how.
Tired of wrestling with seemingly impossible cleaning tasks? Using sprays in the bathroom can be ineffective. Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Simply add water to remove soap scum and grime. Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
It's your first day on the job. Walk in like you own the place. Now through Sunday, designer suits are $249. All wrinkle-free dress shirts are $3 for $99. Plus, it's buy one, get one free on select items. It's time to like the way you look.
Hi, I'm the internet. You know what's difficult? Armless bowling. You know what's easy? Building a website with GoDaddy.
Get your domain today and get a free trial of Go Central. Build a better website in under an hour.
Hey, honey, I'm home. When did we get premium cable? We can't afford that.
Ouch.
Sorry, pal.
Hey, Paul, how about a vacation?
Can we afford that?
Yes, we can. At Allegiant, fares are so low, we can afford to go. Think about it.
I'm thinking. Hey, honey, wanna go for a walk?
Sure.
My little saving students, all grown up. It happens so fast. I hope they're wearing sunscreen.
Listen to your wallet and visit Allegiant.com now.
Find myself in you. I know this love is true. And I never let you go.
Elite Singles, the leading dating site for highly educated singles. Register today to love again at EliteSingles.com.
The day after chemo might mean a trip back to the doctor's office, just for a shot. But why go back there when you can stay home with Neulasta Onpro?
Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection, which could lead to hospitalizations. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Applied the day of chemo, Neulasta Onpro is designed to deliver Neulasta the next day, so you can stay home. Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen, filgrastim. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
So why go back there? If you'd rather be home, ask your doctor about Neulasta Onpro.
Sometimes we take ourselves a little too seriously. But you can't be serious with Twizzlers.
Don't you forget about me.
Volunteer at neighborhoodofgood.com. State Farm.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
And welcome back to continued coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf, and for our friends who are tuning in around the country, maybe you're tuning in from, say, I don't know, southern Arizona, maybe southern California, perhaps even Miami or South Texas, and you always wonder, why in the world do people use salt when it comes to snow? It's very effective. It is basically a snow eater. And if you happen to look right up the sidewalk, you'll see the great job the city of Chicago has been doing in treating the roadways. I mean, the roadways are kind of a mess still, but you have over 300 plows that are out doing the job. But if you see the job they've done in terms of the salt, unbelievable. I mean, just an amazing job, because we've been out here since around 4 o'clock in the morning local time when the snow was coming down with just frightful rapidity. The roads were just an absolute mess. Getting here, fishtailing the whole way, and I can tell you the conditions out on the interstate still kind of a mess. But again, as I mentioned, over 300 plows are out on the streets. When you go statewide, I think the number actually goes up around 500 or so. A lot of beeping out there very Chicago-like. A lot of smiles, though, which is also very Chicago-like. And I'll tell you, at the airport, probably not too many smiles because we've had major backups, both at O'Hare and at Midway. And you think about the springboard effect that's going to have on other regional airports. It's a mess, and its name is Mateo. And we're going to be dealing with more snow as we go through the afternoon. Now, locally, we have the winter storm warning that's going to go into effect till about noontime. But remember, nature does not have a timetable, right? I mean, just because we stopped that winter storm warning, say, at noon, we may see it extend a little bit longer. At least the snow could continue a little bit longer. But also the inverse is true. We could see some of this slow down long before we get to that point. So there's not really an expiration date. I'll tell you something else you don't need to expire on is working too hard to remove the snow. It's got to be something you do very, very carefully, especially when you're shoveling it. Kelly, I know you got some information, some pointers that could make things a little bit easier for people who have that tough job today of moving the snow.
It is quite a workout this time of year, as you know, Reynolds, really any winter-related activity, so it can put a strain on the heart. Alex Wilson investigates how shoveling snow affects the human body.
One of our least favorite chores in winter is this, shoveling snow. Not only do we dread the laborious task, sometimes it can even be a detriment to our health. Every year, an average of 11,500 people end up in the emergency room because of shoveling mishaps. Fractures, soft tissue injuries, lacerations, even heart attacks, all while trying to clear that snow. In fact, about 100 people die each year from shoveling. The most at risk? Men over 55 years old. But if you take a few precautions while shoveling, you can avoid some of the dangers and maybe ease some of the pain while you're at it. First, warm up. Do light stretches or light cardio before you go out. Remember, shoveling is exercise, so pace yourself. If you're not in tip-top shape, do sections at a time. Try not to tackle it all at once, and take breaks when you're tired. Also, use an ergonomically designed shovel to take the pressure off your back, where many of the injuries happen. And it may seem obvious, but wear warm clothing to protect your extremities and keep your muscles warm and circulation going. Sure, shoveling is a pain, but it's an even bigger pain if you aren't careful and end up in the hospital for the rest of winter. Alex Wilson, The Weather Channel.
All right, we're going to need those shovels for quite a while. Maybe the snow blowers might be better because we've got quite a bit of snow that's going to be affecting us for a good chunk of the weekend into next weekend as well, from the northern Rockies into the northeast and across the south. It is all rain. It's going to be heavy rain at times that could lead to flooding in some areas, despite the fact that we've got drought conditions. But look at all that rain. As far north as the Ohio Valley, north of that, you've got that pink showing up on the map, and that is not a pretty color when it comes to the weather. That is freezing rain. So we're talking about icing from St. Louis, Cape Girardeau, all the way into parts of the northeast for your Sunday. Big cities mainly looks like rain along the coastline before we finally kick it out to sea on Monday, but still hanging back across the southeast, looking like a wet commute once again for Atlanta, Birmingham, down into Florida. You might hear some thunder at times. West Coast would love to get some rain in here. In fact, we have a ground stop, San Diego and Los Angeles. Very foggy out there this morning, and it looks like we're going to see a little bit of rain come our way Thursday.
Nature's Bounty Lutein Blue helps protect eyes from damaging blue light, filtering it out to help you continue enjoying your screens. Or you could just put your phones down and talk to each other. Nature's Bounty Lutein Blue, because you're better off healthy.
We all want restful sleep. That's why Nature's Bounty Melatonin is made to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, so you'll be ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Because mom's love is unconditional, even at 6 a.m. Nature's Bounty Melatonin. We're all better off healthy.
Mike and I went on our honeymoon to Maui, and it was amazing. We were like, let's move here. So we bought a timeshare there. In 2015, we were expecting our firstborn child, and it became a lot of work just to get out of the house, let alone to Maui.
Finally, one of your friends actually told us about Timeshare Exit Team, and they were great.
Time changes everything. If your timeshare no longer fits your life, call Timeshare Exit Team today or go to timeshareexitteam.com.
You know, a wise man once said, if you can stream it, you should do it. So, we made Local Now, the only way to stream your city. A 24/7 feed, instantly connecting you to your community. And because it's always streaming, you can watch it anywhere on the only schedule that matters. So you can be the hipster of what's happening, the guru of what's going on, a neighborhood knowledge ninja. Local Now. Go ahead, stream on.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 70. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You're an amazing machine, especially when inside another amazing machine, the Lexus ES. With standard technology like Lexus Safety System Plus, the Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Heartburn.
No one burns on my watch. Try Alka-Seltzer, ultra-strength heartburn relief chews with more acid-fighting power than Tums Chewy Bites.
Amazing. I have heartburn.
Ultra-strength from Alka-Seltzer. Enjoy the relief.
Don't you forget about me.
Volunteer at neighborhoodofgood.com. State Farm.
Dry mouth? Use Smart Mouth with Moisture Lock technology. It's the only dry mouth rinse that relieves bad breath for 12 hours with only one use.
Available at drugstores, supermarkets, and elsewhere.
They appear out of nowhere, my secret visitors.
Hallucinations and delusions, the unknown parts of living with Parkinson's.
The plots they unfold, but only in my mind.
Over 50% of people with Parkinson's will experience hallucinations or delusions during the course of their disease. If your loved one is experiencing these symptoms, talk to your Parkinson's specialist. There are treatment options that can help.
My visitors should be the ones I want to see.
No matter how the markets change, at T. Rowe Price, our disciplined approach remains. Global markets may be uncertain, but you can feel confident in our investment experience around the world. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Jimmy Dean Simple Scrambles. Made fresh with 2 eggs, cheese, and sausage, and ready in seconds. Now you can enjoy the taste of a Saturday morning breakfast.
Ted?
Even on a Wednesday. Jimmy Dean Simple Scrambles. Find it in the refrigerated aisle.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people with Medicare may be able to get extra benefits and don't even know they're available. You may be able to get dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. The Medicare Coverage Helpline is accepting calls to see if you're eligible to enroll now. You may be able to get extra benefits including dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Making sure you go to the doctor and taking all your medications as prescribed can help protect your health. To make it easier, you may now be able to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Help protect your health by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve.
Call to see if you may be able to get extra benefits, including dental, vision, and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're eligible to enroll and may be able to get extra benefits now. Call 800-346-4800. That's 800-346-4800.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of Winter Storm Mateo here on the Weather Channel. I'm meteorologist Paul Goethe, live in downtown Detroit, where the snow is still coming down and people are still commuting by foot and also by car as well on very slippery roadways. The good news is no major delays reported at the airport here in town, but not the same story as you head on toward Chicago. Take a look at the airport delays. Chicago still dealing with about a 47-minute delay. You have to remember they had runways closed earlier this morning, so So to go from that to just a 47-minute delay in the midst of one of the biggest snows of the year, not a bad compromise to see what's going on here. But it's not just there. We also have other delays, and some are also weather-related. Out towards the West Coast, Southern California, LAX, San Diego, we have ground stops because of low visibility and ceiling concerns. So a lot of fog going in there, which means planes that are taking off, say, from Houston or from Boston with no weather impacts in those cities can't get off the ground because they have the ground stop in Southern California. There's also some runway construction going on in Phoenix, so some delays there. So a lot of delays, some weather-related, some not. Here in Detroit, the big weather is all this snow here, light, fluffy snow, because temperature's still sitting around 20 degrees. It is cold, it's been cold, and we have a lot more snow to get to. Let's get right to our winter weather update. Head back to the studio with Dr. Greg Postel and Kelly Cass. Hey, guys.
Paul, thank you so much. Just waves of snow impacting us across the Midwest, into the Northeast as well, and it's going to last right through the weekend.
It is, and this kind of, I'll call it first round, although there's no clear separation between one and the next. This one right now is impacting parts of lower Michigan pretty hard. We're getting visibilities all across the region underneath a half mile with accumulation rates probably a ½ inch to an inch per hour. And some snowfall reports, Middlebury, that's in northern Indiana, 5 inches. Lansing, Michigan, not long ago, 3 inches. Toledo, just nearby there, almost 3 inches. And some areas right here, we got a good little camera shot right in here from Albion, Michigan, about an hour west of Ann Arbor. This is what it looks like across the region. So yeah, snow is coming down and the roads are white. Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, not just the interstate. 94, of course, is your nearest interstate here, but the side streets, you know, the neighborhood roads, that's where you really got to be careful because they prioritize in terms of plowing the streets. And Greg, when those snowfall rates get to be too much, sometimes they'll have to wait it out a little bit.
Absolutely. That's probably some good advice. And, you know, if I'm looking at the corner here of this picture, right out into here in northern Illinois, there's another round of some moderate snow about ready to move into Chicago. So that's going to complicate air travel around O'Hare, Midway, no doubt about that. So that's what we have to deal with today.
All right, so the blue is streaking out from the Midwest into the Northeast as well. So could we get in on some of those good snowfall rates in New York?
Yes. Yeah, a few inches at least, probably 3 to 5 inches, maybe some locally higher amounts in the higher elevations of the Adirondacks, Green and White Mountains. But you know what, Kel? You know what I got my eye on? Another batch, right? Maybe we'll call this round 2.
Yeah, the next car on the train tracks, if you will, right? Just this wave, this train of storms that keeps on coming.
Yeah, train tracks, exactly. Train tracks set up about like that, which is sort of the baseline frontal zone that we're going to be tracking these little ripples along it. And there it is, overnight tonight, moving again through Chicago and some places in lower Michigan, the same places.
So here's what I don't like, Greg. You see the pink on the map? That's freezing rain. I mean, you can kind of drive in the snow and even the rain, but then that freezing rain, forget about it.
Warm air is trying to come back in that direction, and the problem is that there's very cold air at the ground that's very shallow, hard to get out of the way. The warm air is essentially going to be ascending on top of it, and we're going to have that sort of atmospheric profile where it's really cold near the ground, warmer aloft, rain up top, and the rain comes down and freezes on contact.
More of a transition, would you say, that doesn't last very long, or is there potential for some ice accretion?
Ice accretion is definitely a potential. This is a zone that is not going to be shifting much. It's going to be hanging out over and over again for the next couple of days over the weekend. And this is look at this, Kel. Round 3 on Saturday night and into Sunday.
So this is all Mateo, you guys. It's going to be with us for the next couple of days, and even into next weekend. It's going to be rain to the south, but at least the snow will finally begin to die down.
Yeah, and look what's happening here in the Northeast coast, right? We're going to be dealing with a lot of rain. So snow accumulations in Pennsylvania and New York are going to be met with a significant amount of rain. There could be serious flooding issues in some places.
Yeah, good point. You get a lot of rain into a snowpack, and that's exactly what happens, the runoff. So Chicago, boy, we're making up for that deficit that we had. Maybe gone by the end of the weekend.
I think we're above our seasonal averages when this thing is done early next week.
All right, Greg, thanks so much. Weather Center Live continues in just 1 minute. We'll be right back.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 70. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Clearly the snow has frozen Reynolds and Mike there. We'll get to him and get that fixed in just a bit. But thanks for joining us here. Our special coverage of Winter Storm Mateo continuing. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace.
And I'm meteorologist Maria LaRosa. Right now, 25 million people under winter storm alerts as Mateo charges its way through the Midwest. And as you saw with Reynolds' shot, not heard, but saw, Chicago definitely feeling it right now. And the streets are a mess where you're seeing the shades of blue, Alex. That's where we're seeing that heavier snowfall rates and really a mess on the roads.
Yeah, there you go. As we get a little bit tighter in on Chicago. Still snowing there for you down towards Joliet. You slide into parts of Indiana. You got Gary, Valparaiso, South Bend, all these locations socked in that snow. So travel headaches, no doubt here for us this late part of the morning getting into the afternoon.
And speaking of travel, already seeing that impact at the airports, including at Chicago O'Hare and Midway. We're going to dive deeper into the travel impacts coming up later in the show. And it's not just, of course, the roadways, but the airways and how this will play out for the rest of the weekend, because Mateo's not finished. The snow's not quite done. We've got ice to contend with as well.
All right, so Chicago getting pummeled by the snow from Mateo. Hundreds of flights, as you mentioned there, Maria, been canceled there at some of the city's airports.
And our Reynolds Wolf is in Chicago, and Reynolds.
Snow coming sideways. This video is not needed. Oh, yeah, unbelievable what we're seeing right now. We've got some snow that's coming in sideways, you can see. One thing that's been happening is the wind really has been picking up, I'd say, over the last 10 minutes or so. But people, good morning. Still trying to make their way up and down the streets. The sidewalks are in, well, it depends on where you happen to walk. Some places they're pretty good. Other places it gets kind of slushy. Cars, although the roads have been treated, still fantailing every now and then. Fishtailing, so to speak. Roadways are a jumbled mess out there. In fact, earlier we had a live image out of a car that was rolling right along. And excuse me, sir, just a moment. Don't worry about it. A lot of walkers out there, no doubt about it, trying to deal with the winter weather as it continues to come in. Winter Storm Mateo dropping anywhere from, say, I'd say maybe 1 to 4 inches here in the downtown area, but some other places have been reporting a bit more. We talked about the roadways, talked about the sidewalks. Airports are going to be an absolute nightmare. The reason why is, well, you're seeing it. The snow, which continues to come on down. We had hundreds of cancellations out towards O'Hare. Midway is also going to be a mess. And you think about a lot of people in town here. They're on conferences. They're here on business. Trying to get home is going to be a tough endeavor. So it may be a better choice for them to try to get back on Saturday. But as it stands, certainly no rest of the weary. By the way, these guys, those trucks, have been out all hours of the night, all hours of the midday, and they'll continue to make their job. I'll do the best they can through the weekend. In fact, there have been over 300 here in the Chicago area, but you extend them across the state, I'll tell you, they have roughly 500 working really, really hard. Let's give you a view that we have here. Where we happen to be right now at the corner of Adams and, let's see, Canal. Got a lot of traffic is trying to make its way to the west, and also this direction, it's a one-way going north. We've had city buses that have been out and about, really no major problems to them. But people are urged that if you don't have to get on the roads, you know what? Don't do it. And if you do get on the roadways, give yourself plenty of room between those salt trucks, because remember, those big trucks, those big plows, they've got one job, and their job is trying to get the roads in tip-top shape. They're not going to be focused maybe on a lot of the other cars around them, so you got to be careful out there, no doubt about it. Well, that is the situation that we have here in Chicago. We're outside Union Station. A lot of people getting out there and getting on the trains, no problems there. But if we were on a train, and we were going to make that train go eastbound, we might make our way to the city of Detroit, and that is where we find our big engine. We're talking Paul Goodlow. Paul, I've seen just a kaleidoscope of conditions for you this morning. How are things going as we get closer to the afternoon? You know, the snow keeps coming down here, Reynolds. It's amazing. I'm standing here by Jefferson, still snow-packed, still seeing a fair amount of traffic as well. So surprisingly, the road still looks in pretty poor condition, despite the fact you're still seeing plenty of people out here. The sidewalk, they came out with this little brush, little truck thing, and a Bobcat, and they were clearing it out. It was bare a couple of hours ago. I just measured. We got just over an inch of snow just here on this part of the sidewalk, which had been plowed and salted as well. I get closer to you, more undisturbed areas of snow. I've been measuring all morning long, just about 2.5 earlier, then 3.5, then 4. And I'm measuring again now. We're closing in on about 5 inches of snow here, and it's been snowing since about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning here, and really picked up in the pre-dawn hours. Then during, say, 6 to 8 a.m., light snow, and then turned heavier again. We're seeing some moderate snow right now. You can really tell by just the visibility. Normally, I can see across the river into Windsor, Canada, some buildings over there. I can't see them anymore, so visibility still hovering around a half mile. Now, the airport hasn't updated their official snow totals yet, but as of earlier this morning, they picked up 1.8 inches. That's around 7 o'clock in the morning, and that takes our yearly, or I should say our seasonal totals of snow since December 1st to 43 inches. You got to remember, for the entire season, a typical winter season here in Detroit, you pick up 43.3 inches. So we are definitely over our annual typical snowfall, and we still have all of February, March, and it's not unheard of to have having snowfall here in April. So the snow keeps on coming, unlike Chicago, where this is definitely one of the biggest snowstorms of the year, and they're below average in snow. We are well above average here in snow, and it's not just typical snow. This is dry, fluffy, light snow. Temperatures are the warmest they've been today in the 20, sitting at 20 degrees right now. 21 was a high yesterday. The ground is cold, and the snow is light and fluffy. Not really packable. So it's kind of easy to shovel. And if you're watching us from the Detroit area here across southern Michigan, get out there, or get the kids out there, better yet, to shovel it now. You might have more coming in tonight, but as soon as you get on top of this, it's easier to get this over with, because temperatures will stay on the cold side. And if this stuff does get kind of packed down, it'll be more and more difficult to get out of here, as the temperatures will stay below freezing. But there's more snow to come as we head on towards Saturday and even Sunday. Yeah, it's a very snowy stretch here across this area of southeastern Michigan. Let's go back to the studio now and check back in with Maria and Alex.
All right, Paul, and I love how Paul always makes sure there's a life lesson. Get the kids out there to do the shoveling.
There's
I mean, if they're not in school,
yeah,
there you go.
No free days.
But as he mentioned, there's more to go, and that includes the rest of today, of course, and into the weekend. Yeah, we are not done with this thing long-lasting here for us. We're going to be watching areas a little bit farther to the south and the west getting going with some of that precipitation. There's your Saturday night. Parts of Missouri working your way up into portions of the Ohio Valley, having to deal with what is the worst, that freezing rain.
I'm here for an important reason. Colon cancer screening. If you're age 50 or older and at average risk, Cologuard finds cancer and precancer. And it's a non-invasive test you can use at home. In fact, I'm as easy as get, go, gone. How do you get me? Your doctor orders me, and I'm delivered directly to your doorstep. There's no need for time off or special prep, because I use the DNA in your stool to find colon cancer. Then you just go. I mean, collect your sample. Then I'm gone. Just ship me to the lab. Gotta go.
Cologuard is intended for individuals at average risk for colon cancer. Cologuard is not for high-risk individuals, including those with a history of colon cancer or polyps, IBD, certain hereditary cancer syndromes, or a family history of colon cancer. Cologuard, colon cancer screening that's as easy as get, go, gone. Ask your doctor if Cologuard is right for you.
Pull together. A little left.
Easy. All right. We've all got places to go.
Washington crossing the Delaware Turnpike? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Sean saved by switching to Geico.
Big man with a horn.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Where were you when mankind's spirit took flight? When the greatest stood tall? When many sounded as one? where will you be when the whole world comes together? The opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics, tonight on NBC.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees with light rain. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low 57. Winds light and variable. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Your brain changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
DiGiorno crispy pan pizza bakes fresh in its own pan and travels straight to your table.
Unlike delivery that goes from oven to box to bag to car to traffic to wrong houses.
DiGiorno delivers a crispy caramelized crust straight from your oven. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
My shoulders carry more than my country's pride. They carry my community's pride, my family's pride.
Hi, Mom.
And pride in myself. Because shoulders are made for greatness, not dandruff.
Backstreet in my slippers. I'm going on a Target run. You need anything?
Toilet paper, cereal, maybe some chew toys.
Got it.
Get low prices today and every day. Target run and done.
You might take something for your heart or joints, but do you take something for your brain? With an ingredient originally found in jellyfish, Prevagen is the #1 selling brain health supplement in drugstores nationwide. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Chicago certainly hit hard by the snow from Winter Storm Mateo. Here's what we know now. More than 900 flights canceled so far today at Chicago's airports. That's all according to FlightAware.com. Local media reports dozens of crashes along roadways in the greater Chicago area as well. Many schools, they're closed across Chicagoland, including the city of Chicago. And fire officials urge drivers to clear snow from tailpipes. This all to avoid the chances of deadly fumes getting inside cars. All right, let's get the latest here on Mateo. We bring in our Dr. Postel. He's watching it all. And Dr. Postel, we talked about this system and how it could bring us a good dumping of snow, and it's certainly doing that.
Oh, it's doing that for sure, Alex. And there are wide-ranging totals in very short distances. Let's have a look at how much is yet to follow across parts of, the Midwest all the way through the Northeast. This is really only through this evening. Right, so there's going to be several rounds of snow essentially along this same arc over the next couple of days. But I'm going to focus on this, call it the first round, which is really what's ever ongoing now and what lasts through tonight. That's how much is expected. So right now in that swath, there are kind of bits and pieces of it that are more active than others, right? We've got some more moderate snow coming into parts of northern Illinois. Right in here, we saw Sterling, Illinois reporting moderate snow, and some of those darker shades of blue are going to cut down the visibility underneath the half mile and lead to accumulation rates between 1/2 and 1 inch per hour. That is likely to get into Joliet, DeKalb, and Chicago in the matter of the next half hour, 45 minutes. So off and on your snow intensity goes in this part of the upper Midwest, as it's doing so right now in lower Michigan. Where we've seen Roseville, just north of Detroit, about 4 inches on the ground. Detroit International is actually reporting now moderate snow, the visibility of 1/2 mile. Osceola, this is in northern Indiana, 5 inches of snow, several more inches yet to come. And Toledo, just outside of the airport there, this is the Express Airport, nearly 3 inches in and around that region, with a few more at least during the afternoon hours today, where visibilities are generally less than 1 mile in most places. Where it's not snowing at 10 miles there, no problem. But the snow is coming down pretty hard in the great state of Michigan. Timing it out through the afternoon, there is that sort of area of focused snow in Michigan, northern Indiana, and Ohio. Notice that by this evening, it kind of falls apart a little bit. But don't be deceived, because here comes round 2 tonight and tomorrow morning. Another burst of moderate snow, again, roughly along that same arc. That's just 2, Maria, of a sum total of 3 coming later in the weekend. Back to you.
And I see on the map there Indianapolis with something that's not snow. We're looking ahead to the possibility of some of that ice with that next round. But look at this live picture of Indianapolis. Pretty stunning as we take a live look. Into the 30s right now, feels like it's into the 20s. And the temperature profile is everything when we're talking about the freezing rain versus the snow versus the mix. And it's all coming into play over a city like Indianapolis. So let's take a look at the big picture, the ice threat potential here as we go into the weekend, because you have to think about your plans. You saw that timestamp. It is going to start taking shape as we get into this evening through the weekend. So tonight into Sunday night, the darkest purple here on our map is likely seeing some ice accumulation. That includes Indianapolis, Toledo, up towards Erie, outside of Pittsburgh, south of Buffalo. The problem is, again, the temperature profile, but you cannot just look at the surface where you're thinking, okay, 29 degrees, we're below freezing, no problem, but you have to go up into the atmosphere. So as we look in through Saturday night, notice that that layer about 5,000 feet up above freezing. At the surface, it is below freezing. All of this is below freezing. So you get the snow, and then it melts into rain and comes down, and it may be that either snow or freezing on contact. So that is crucial. We get into Sunday morning, and you still see that same temperature profile, similar temperature profile. It's not until Sunday that we see the whole column of air below freezing. So Indianapolis, it could be from Saturday into Sunday, some of those icy conditions. Alex?
Potential for that ice this weekend, just one of the problems Winter Storm Mateo could bring. Up next, we time out when you need to avoid traveling.
Average lasagna? Not in this house, because that's no average family. That's your family, which is why you didn't grab just any cheese. You picked up Kraft mozzarella with a touch of Philadelphia for lasagna. Yeah. Kraft. Family greatly.
How pure can pure be?
For a future full of possibilities, our 12-step process provides 100% pure quality water. Nestle Pure Life. Pure Life begins now.
Oh, you brought Butch.
Yeah.
He's looking at me right now, isn't he?
Yep.
Butch is like an old soul that just hates my guts.
You can never have too many faithful companions. That's why I got a Subaru Crosstrek.
Love is out there. Find it in a Subaru Crosstrek.
Valentine's Day, huh? You're probably planning to think outside the box. My advice? Don't. This Valentine's Day, think inside the box. Make a big impression this Valentine's Day. Introducing the perfectly paired collection from Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries.
So you planned everything out to be the first one in line for that new superhero movie. Except for the extra hour to drive there. Yeah, seems like you need local now. It's like your local news, but streaming when and where you want it. Now, the next time disaster strikes, you'll be ready to swoop in and save the day. Local now. Stream on.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-311-8150. That's 1-800-311-8150.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
This National Pizza Day Local on the 8th brought to you by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees with light rain. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
"20 minutes past the hour, and if you are sitting near Merrillville, Indiana, northern part of the state in Indiana, south of Gary, this is what you might want to avoid. This is a live look. We're watching right along with you what it's like to be out on the roadways. So if you're about ready to grab your keys and thinking, well, maybe I could sit tight for a little bit longer, you might want to. Snow-covered roadways as snow continues to come down. And we still have plenty more to go here. Several more hours of snowfall, not just in northern Indiana, but also into Illinois. It'll be stretching into cities like Detroit with a few more hours of snowfall there as well. So starting with that big picture, through this evening, the snow still to come. So this is on top of what's pretty much already fallen. You see that familiar sort of footprint here of that snow and the train track. As much as 3 to 5 inches of snowfall still possible around Des Moines. You've got that much still to go in Chicago and Detroit. And we're going to be watching through parts of upstate New York, the Adirondacks, where easily picking up maybe 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. But there it is, that upper level disturbance, adding that next level of punch as we get into the weekend. Sort of emphasizing again the contrast of temperatures here, where on the north side, there's that snow. On the south side, it'll be rain and very warm. But there is that thin transition zone where we're also concerned about the development of some icy weather. So concentrate on that pink. That's that freezing rain. St. Louis, that means you, but also into Indianapolis, through northern Ohio, and eventually, Alex, Saturday night into parts of the Northeast and New England. But there is that very heavy rain side.
Yeah, you said it. It's going to be coming down out there for us in the order of 3 to 5 inches in a few locations as we work our way into parts of Tennessee. There's that area here, northern Alabama, also northern Georgia, parts of South Carolina and North Carolina as well. So quite a bit of rain here for us going through at least the early part of next week. Seeing the moisture starting to stream its way on in, you can see some of the whiter shades coming into parts of the deep south. So as that moisture continues to creep in and we see some of these disturbances, rain is going to be the story. Right now, it's fairly light activity, mostly relegated to southern parts of Alabama, Georgia at the moment, but we'll see this begin to fill on in. We'll put the radar into future mode. There's your timestamp, noon here for you, and you can see that rain's picking up here for you right along 20, heading northbound up towards Nashville. This is now tomorrow morning, getting up with some rain across the lower Mississippi Valley, and that begins to work its way north and eastbound throughout the day on your Saturday. Sunday overnight, you'll see more of that rain continuing, so it's round after round after round, adding up. A spot like Nashville, Maria, looking for a good 3 inches or so.
Oh, here we go. Also, during cold and flu season, a trip to the grocery store can leave you with more than just what's on your list. Our Kelly Cash shows you how to stay healthy, even if other shoppers aren't.
No matter how clean your grocery store looks, germs are lurking everywhere, and it starts the minute you walk in the door.
When you're at the grocery store, the first thing you do is pick up a grocery cart. Those carts, because everybody has touched them, are often full of bacteria.
So take advantage of those complimentary wipes. and grab them before you even touch the cart.
I wipe down as much of the cart as I can.
But that clean slate won't last long. With every piece of produce, every label you check, every handle you touch, you're picking up germs. And the flu virus can live on hard surfaces for up to 24 hours.
Another area in the grocery store to be concerned about is going to be the meat section. Often the packaging with the meat can be juicy. There can be liquid dripping out. It's going to be important to keep those meat juices off your produce.
And one of the germiest places in the store is right at the checkout.
If you use self-checkout or use one of the automated self-credit card machines, everybody in the store has touched those.
So after you pay up, be sure to clean up.
There you go. All right, time now for your Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and flu report. No surprise, not a ton of improvement. We're still seeing widespread across much of the country, regional in Oregon.
This cold and flu FAQ brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Maximum Strength Liquid Gels.
When you have a cold, stuff happens. Nothing relieves more symptoms than Alka-Seltzer Plus Maximum Strength Liquid Gels.
I thought I was managing my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, but I realized something was missing. Me. The thought of my symptoms returning was keeping me from being there for the people and things I love most. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira can help get and keep UC under control when other medications haven't worked well enough. And it helps people achieve control that lasts, so you could experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, control is possible.
Don't you forget about me.
Volunteer at neighborhoodofgood.com. State Farm.
Not gonna happen.
That's it. I'm calling Kohler about their walk-in bath.
My name is Ken. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm calling about Kohler's walk-in bath.
Excellent. Happy to help. Huh? Hold one moment, please. The Kohler walk-in bath features an extra wide opening and a low step-in at 3 inches, which is 25 to 60% lower than some leading competitors. The bath fills and drains quickly, while the heated seat soothes your back, neck, and shoulders. Kohler is an expert in bathing, so you can count on a deep soaking experience.
Are you seeing this?
The Kohler walk-in bath comes with fully adjustable hydrotherapy jets and our exclusive bubble massage. Everything is installed in as little as a day by a Kohler certified installer. And it's made by Kohler, America's leading plumbing brand.
We need this bath.
Yes. Yes, you do. A Kohler walk-in bath provides independence with peace of mind. Call 1-800-574-1372 and ask about saving $1,000 on your walk-in bath. Or visit KohlerWalkInBath.com for more info.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust. Taking you to the worst conditions, preparing you to stay safe. Every season, every storm, every time you watch. Trust in the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts.
What makes this simple salad the best simple salad ever? Great tasting, heart healthy California walnuts. So simple, so good.
There you go, more wintry scenes, right? Thank you for staying with us. I'm meteorologist Marie LaRosa.
And I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace. Right now, 25 million people are under winter storm alerts as Mateo charges its way through the Midwest.
And heading into another weekend, Alex, and it's more snow for the city of Detroit. More than the last weekend, for sure. Still as cold, 19 degrees as we take a live look. That snow coming down feels like 11.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be that sort of powdery kind of snow out there where it's almost impossible to try to make any snowballs. So kids, unfortunately, I think your best bet is to just do some shoveling. How about mom and dad?
Is that a Zamboni or is that
That's
a
what
plow?
I'm trying to figure out. Is that a field?
We'll have to investigate. All right, we've got to look at the radar. And you can see from Chicago to Detroit to Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, all picking up that snow. It's trying to stretch into the northeast as well. But Chicago, it has definitely been a tough morning drive for you with the snow coming just in time.
Absolutely, indeed. Now, parts of Chicagoland dealing with yet another bout of snow here, heavy snow in some cases here from Winter Storm Mateo.
And our Reynolds Wolf is in Chicago with the impacts, and amazing to see, still plenty of traffic to go around on the city streets, Reynolds.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Chicago folks are definitely a tough lot. They can handle all this, but that's not to say they're not dealing with some major inconveniences out here. Certainly a lot to beep about, no question about it. You know, when it comes to the city of Chicago, this area was first founded back in 1780, and from that time to present day, your population has really exploded to 2.7 million people in the city. But when you bring in the greater Chicagoland area, we're talking upwards of 10 million people right across the region. They're dealing with the snow. They've been dealing with the slush on the roadways. Quite a few accidents out there. We did speak to one gentleman earlier, member of Chicago's Finest, who told us that he'd only dealt with one fender bender so far. But you know as well as I do, there are going to be a lot more across the city, a lot more out on the interstate. It's going to be rough times out there. But you know what? There's teamwork. Teamwork at play, trying to make roads a little bit better. You have over 300 vehicles in the city. We're talking plows that are out there, but statewide in excess of 500. You like those numbers, right? Well, I got some bad numbers for you, unfortunately. When it comes to flight delays at both at O'Hare and at Midway, they're well above 900 cancellations at this point, and we expect those numbers to be on the uptick. Where we happen to be, we're actually right outside Union Station. If we walk this way, you'll see that the streets are in pretty good shape. The sidewalk's actually in better shape because they've been using the salt. They've been using a lot of elbow grease, so to speak, using a lot of shovels. But people are able to get in to the trains, and they've had no major issues. So that's certainly some good news. We need good news, don't we? Well, I'll tell you what, it is actually good that we're getting the precipitation because we had a little bit of a deficit. In fact, as of yesterday, we had roughly 16 inches of snowfall, which puts us behind where we should be for this time of year. So this is going to help matters. One place we've had some of the heavier snowfall. Oh, dude, come on through, man. It's your city. It's not mine. Here you go, buddy. We had around 5 inches of snowfall out by the airport, but as you can see plain as day at home, you got a lot of action moving right across the screen, right? More of the snowfall. Well, you know what? It's not limited just to Chicago. They're getting it across much of the region, including if we were to hop in a plane, which no one's really doing today, and fly our way over to Detroit, we'd find Paul Goodlow amid a sea of snowflakes. Paul, I know it's been really busy there. How's the snow affecting the city right now? Well, it depends on where you are. You know, I'm sitting by Jefferson Street here by Hart Plaza, and we have the Spirit of Detroit statue, this big arm and fist right behind me. I'm going to pound it up real quick. But as snow-packed and as snow-covered as this road is, I've been told this is one of the better-looking roadways across the metro. So that should kind of give you an idea of how much snow we've been dealing with. In fact, just when I'm walking through, this snow is over my ankles here. So we're easily in that 5 to even 6 foot range here. Some of this is plowed from a couple of days ago. Take a look at this one graphic. I want to show you how much snow we've had. While you're in a deficit in snow in Chicago, Detroit, we're in a surplus. We're in a surplus just this week. We had 4.8 inches of snowfall here this past Sunday. We had a ½ inch on Monday, ½ inch on Tuesday. We had about 3.5 inches on Wednesday. Yesterday, Thursday, the only day this week that didn't have snow falling from the sky. The snow here started around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been snowing ever since, and we'll see more snow tonight, more snow tomorrow, and perhaps 1 to 3 more inches on Sunday. So all this stuff that you see here on the ground is not going anywhere anytime soon, because today we're sitting at 21 degrees now. We might get to 26, 27, but then this weekend we still stay below freezing. So all this snow continues to stick around, and the roads, well, it's going to be a slow progression in terms of trying to get these things in decent condition. As this is an example of the best road in town, you can imagine how some of the suburbs are dealing with this snow punch from Winter Storm Mateo. Let's get the very latest on the timing of what else Mateo has in store for folks across the country and check in with our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. Hey, Greg.
Paul, thank you very much from Detroit. We are watching sort of areas of snow develop along these train tracks that have been set up over the last 12 hours. You can see that arc really from the central plains all the way through the upper Midwest and the Northeast. And it's basically along that arc that over the next couple of days we'll see rounds of snow. And right now we're going through one of them, which will last through the evening hours, especially across this region right in here. And through this evening, this is how much snow that we expect to fall. So add whatever you've got on the ground and say by, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, add this to what you got. And that's how your first round of snow will go in terms of accumulation. In this zone, there it is. It's kind of broken up into pieces. It's not one continuous burst of snow. There's a patch here and then another one developing out there. And I'll get to that second one in a second because that's going to be round 2 coming in likely very late tonight and then during the day tomorrow. In and around Chicago, we're seeing visibilities generally a mile or less. A couple of batches here of some moderate snow moving in. That will cut down visibility probably to around 1/4 of a mile at times, bringing accumulation rates for a little bit of time, maybe up to 1 inch per hour. So significant snow still on the way for Chicago and particular areas a little bit farther to the south. In Michigan, we're dealing with snow on the ground. 5, 6, 7 inches have been commonly reported across this region. And we've got several more hours at least of light to moderate snow, where Detroit last hour was reporting moderate snow with a half-mile visibility right out in here with about 4 or 5 inches on the ground. So we got a few more at least, and they're going to end up with about 6 to 10 probably from this first round. Visibilities all across lower Michigan, northern Ohio and Indiana. Generally a mile or less, giving the idea that travel is going to be difficult. I just want to look at the visible satellite picture because I just saw this before I came on air. Look at this little piece right in here, that little sort of lake effect band of snow that's coming in that direction. Lake enhancement might add to some additional totals in southeastern Wisconsin and northeastern Illinois over the next couple of hours as a northeast wind at the surface tries to get that process going. We'll see if indeed that has legs to it. But overall, during the afternoon, you can see this first burst of snow and its lake effect component move eastward. There's a little bit of a break, isn't there, as you go through the evening hours. But don't be fooled, because remember that little area that I pointed back out to the west? Here it comes. And by overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, another round of light to moderate snow, a few hours worth and a few inches worth perhaps, coming again into northern Illinois, especially during the morning hours tomorrow. Maria and Alex, back to you.
All right, Greg, timing is everything. Winter Storm Mateo will be a weekend-long storm. I want to get those impacts in Chicago, too.
Yep, there you have it. Through the rest of the afternoon into the early evening, snow showers hanging around.
Currently in our area, 56 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Despite all of the things you do to get a good night's sleep, it can feel as if they get undone. While you lie there, restless. Sound familiar? Maybe you should talk to your doctor about Belsomra, a prescription medicine for adults with insomnia who have trouble falling or staying asleep. Belsomra is an FDA-approved sleep aid that works differently because it targets and inhibits the action of orexin, a neurotransmitter in your brain that is believed to play a central role in keeping you awake. In clinical studies versus placebo, Belsomra helped patients fall asleep faster and sleep more throughout the night.
Do not take Belsomra if you have narcolepsy. When taking Belsomra, don't drive or operate heavy machinery until you feel fully awake. Walking, eating, driving, or engaging in other activities while asleep without remembering it the next day have been reported. Belsomra should not be taken together with alcohol. Abnormal behaviors may include aggressiveness, confusion, agitation, or hallucinations. The temporary inability to move or talk, known as sleep paralysis, for up to several minutes while you are going to sleep or waking up, and temporary leg weakness have also been reported. In depressed patients, worsening depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. Alcohol may increase these risks. Side effects include next-day drowsiness.
So if you're looking to get more sleep, keep doing the things that help. But also, talk to your doctor about Belsomra.
Dental insurance. Many employers don't offer it. Medicare doesn't include it. And people who work for themselves often don't consider it. But with Humana, you can still have it, starting at just $17 a month. That's less than 60 cents a day. With a Humana dental plan, you'll get 100% coverage for in-network preventive care, such as oral exams, cleanings, and x-rays. Plus, you'll save on fillings, crowns, and other dental procedures. How much could you save? There's a quick, easy way to find out. Call Humana now at 1-855-433-6158. We'll send you this free, personalized guide that explains all your coverage options and includes a free quote. You can choose from a large network of over 260,000 dentists and specialists nationwide. And there are no exclusions for pre-existing conditions, no age requirements, and you can't be turned down. There are a variety of plans to fit the whole family's needs and budget, plus plans designed exclusively for veterans and their families. Humana even has vision plans too, with coverage for exams, eyeglasses, and more. So whether you're looking for a dental plan, a vision plan, or both, give us a call at 1-855-433-6158. That's 1-855-433-6158. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Call now and discover the coverage you need at a price that'll make you smile.
This is Bill. Bill's in sales by day, but Ring lets him fight crime at night.
Tell us, Bill, how'd you do it?
Well, I was at home one evening watching my favorite program, and I got a Ring notification. And I see this guy in my backyard, but I don't really know what to do, so I just go, he ran like the Dickens.
I may know karate, but Bill knows crazy.
I do know a little karate.
The Ring Spotlight Cam keeps your home and your neighborhood safe.
Today's forecast is, don't take Mucinex DM. I get it. One pill lasts 12 hours, but I prefer the 4-hour stuff. You should too. Check it out. See here? Partly coffee, a little bit mucusy.
One Mucinex lasts 12 hours.
Yes, the sign along I-90 says it all. Don't even think about using cruise control when you've got snow like this. This is what it looked like last evening in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Winter storm Mateo hurled thick snow at times here, as much as an inch an hour at times. And what makes those roads even more dangerous? How about a little freezing rain that fell before all that snow? Schools started late today. Despite all that mess, the schools, they're hardy. They were still in play.
All right, this is an update of the snowfall potential still to come through this evening. And look how far-reaching that snow is, from Rapid City through Chicago, Detroit, even Cleveland, just getting a touch on that, but also into New England. And then you have on the other side of that, all of that moisture being pulled up. That's that heavy rain potential across the south. But right in the middle, Alex, this is the dreaded ice potential.
Yeah, and I always say it, the worst of all precipitation is that ice, and we've got a bit of that to deal with. Freezing rain potential, that's in that sort of pinkish shade. The wintry mix is the purple, and the blue, that is going to be the snow. Tomorrow night, you notice how this progresses towards the east a bit, heads up around St. Louis, the Boot Heel of Missouri, sliding up into parts of the Ohio Valley. Going to be a mess, while Chicago, Detroit, these areas stick with the snow.
Winter storm Mateo will dump snow from Montana to Maine, bringing a swath of ice and snow for more than 2,000 miles. And we're already seeing that dangerous combination making for some menacing travel.
And, you know, that includes places throughout northern Illinois. So let's bring in a Guy Tridgell with the Illinois Department of Transportation, joining us now on the phone. And, Guy, thanks so much for talking with us.
Good morning.
So can you give us an update? I know we've been dealing with the snow for a good portion of yesterday, into the evening, overnight, today. How are the roads faring right now?
Correct. It's been snowing pretty steadily here for the last 12 hours or so. Most of the roads in I'd say the northern quarter of the state are still largely snow covered. It's still snowing right now. We expect to get somewhat of a break this afternoon and evening, but then some more snow overnight tonight.
And I'm sure that break in the action will mean more action for the workers there trying to get the roads clear. What can folks who may take advantage of that break and get out themselves to make the job of the DOT that much more simple, easier?
Well, we've been sort of advantaged today is that this storm was pretty true to the forecast. We knew roughly when it was going to be hitting and what type of storm it would be. So as a result, there were a lot of schools that called off school today. A lot of places didn't have their workers come in. So we're seeing some pretty light traffic volumes. We saw pretty low volumes today. We expect low volumes this afternoon. So that's made our job a lot easier.
And of course, Guy, we've got a bit more potentially snow issues for you there in and around northern Illinois and across the state for that matter. How are the crews holding up and sort of supplies holding up to sort of fight all this wintry weather?
We're fully prepared for this. Like I said earlier, we knew roughly when this was going to become. The break this afternoon is going to be appreciated. That'll give us some time to clear the lanes and work maybe on some of the ramps, bridges, shoulders that didn't get attention this morning. And as far as the storm that's coming next, that'll be much different for us, is that it's coming in the overnight hours on the weekend versus a rush hour during the week.
And what's the one piece of advice you wish the drivers out there now would do to help ease the process along, get everyone up and running that much faster?
Slow down, build a lot of extra time into their schedules, and if they happen to encounter our plows, just give them plenty of room to operate, be patient, and don't attempt to pass them. Let the plows do their work.
There you go. Let the plows do their work. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That's Guy Tridgell with the Illinois Department of Transportation here. Slowing down, of course, always good advice if you have to be out there. Now, Winter Storm Mateo will be a weekend-long storm. Let's go ahead and time things out because there's a spot like Buffalo that's going to have to see the snow as well.
All right, we're seeing that snow right now, and as you might imagine, from I-90 to 81, 390, all looking pretty difficult as we head into the evening with bursts of heavier snowfall that continues into the overnight with perhaps as much as 4 inches to come.
Forecast Factor brought to you by the Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Everything insurance should be.
Dear Brian and Liz, my favorite part about being an insurance agent is working with people like you. Over the years, I've watched your passion grow into a successful business. It's clear why your family, your nursery, and the things you care about are so valuable. It's why I recommended the Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Thank you for your trust and letting me be part of this journey. Take care. David.
The Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Everything insurance should be.
There are those who put on sunblock to prevent sun damage, and those who don't. There are those who take Beano before they eat to prevent discomfort, and those who don't. Don't be those who don't. Beano, clinically proven to stop gas and discomfort before it starts.
You know that expensive watch you always wanted? It only cost a fraction of the price to make.
We thought that was crazy, so we made our own watch company.
We created unique watch designs, launched online at fair prices, developed new styles, shipped to over 160 countries around the world, and created a community. Now, you don't have to overpay for a nice watch.
Instead, join the movement.
Shop now at mvmt.com.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust. Preparing you to stay safe. Going beyond the maps and apps, taking you to the worst conditions. With experts breaking down every impact of this system, every season, every storm, every time you watch. Trust in the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 56 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
People would stare. Psoriasis does that.
It was tough getting out there on stage.
I wanted to be clear. I wanted it to last.
So I kept on fighting.
I found something that worked and keeps on working.
Now, they see me.
See me.
See if Cosentyx could make a difference for you. Cosentyx is proven to help people with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis find clear skin that can last. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting Cosentyx, you should be checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, or if you've received a vaccine or plan to. If you have inflammatory bowel disease, tell your doctor if symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
Never give up.
See me.
See me.
Clear skin can last.
Don't hold back. Ask your dermatologist if Cosentyx can help you find clear skin that lasts.
Its technology was engineered to see, while its design was meant to be seen. Experience the new 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Mike and I went on our honeymoon to Maui, and it was amazing. We were like, let's move here. So we bought a timeshare there. In 2015, we were expecting our firstborn child, and it became a lot of work just to get out of the house, let alone to Maui.
Finally, one of your friends actually told us about Timeshare Exit Team, and they were great.
Time changes everything. If your timeshare no longer fits your life, call Timeshare Exit Team today or go to timeshareexitteam.com.
Valentine's Day, huh? You're probably planning to think outside the box. My advice? Don't. This Valentine's Day, think inside the box.
Make a big impression this Valentine's Day. Introducing the Perfectly Paired collection from Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people with Medicare may be able to get extra benefits and don't even know they're available. You may be able to get dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. The Medicare Coverage Helpline is accepting calls to see if you're eligible to enroll now. You may be able to get extra benefits including dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Making sure you go to the doctor and taking all your medications as prescribed can help protect your health. To make it easier, you may now be able to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Help protect your health by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve.
Call to see if you may be able to get extra benefits, including dental, vision, and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're eligible to enroll and may be able to get extra benefits now. Call 800-346-4800. That's 800-346-4800.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
To give you an idea of what it's like to drive in the snow from Mateo, we share this. It's a time-lapse view of driving right through it. This is out of Auburn Hills, Michigan. That's about an hour northwest of Detroit. Hopefully you are not going that quickly. It is a time lapse. We just spoke with the Illinois DOT, emphasizing what we always say. Slow down, give yourself plenty of room, and it's manageable if you do those things. And of course, give the road crews room they need to take care of business. Also, you need to give yourself lots of extra time if you are traveling with so much impactful weather. We're going to give a quick update on what we're seeing out there. This is a turbulence report from the pilots. They give us an idea of where we're seeing some bumpy rides. Nothing crazy, but you see some moderate reports from the northwest down through Texas and off the southeast coast. But as far as airport delays, no-brainer where we're seeing some of the biggest impact right now. Chicago O'Hare looking at average delays of about 3 hours. Again, with the snowfall happening right now, that's just once you get there, not to mention the delays that you're seeing just trying to drive to the airport. But otherwise in decent shape. But again, there you go, Chicago. With the break in the weather that we're expecting over the next couple of hours, there may be some easing of the traffic, but then we're expecting that snow to pick up again. That's one set of issues, but obviously with delays, not only in Chicago, but Detroit as well, we're also seeing the cancellations a huge problem, where Chicago, you've got more than 600 flights canceled for a total of 1,200 plus nationwide. So a difficult Friday, difficult travel day, not going to get too much easier into the weekend. And with a look at some of that, all the players involved, we send it over to Greg and Alex.
All right, thanks, Maria. Indeed, a lot going on here for us, and it's going to last a while as well. Dr. Postel, as we sort of look at this whole situation, it's going to be sort of almost training, almost when we talk about rain and you get these storms that go over the same area, that training effect, that's essentially what we've got here with this snow.
So train tracks about like that, and kind of one after the other, sort of rounds, not entirely separate from one another, but certainly not obviously connected. Let's put it this way. So this morning, this is sort of the main area of snow that we'll be watching move eastward, get into parts of New York State and parts of New England as well. And then there's a little bit of a break by this evening. But Alex, another round of moderate snow probably coming into parts of Iowa.
Yeah, that's right. Now the good news is coming during the overnight, so not as many people have to be out on the road. So that's a good scenario, but still we'll have to shovel the next morning.
The next morning, and it comes into Chicago tomorrow morning. This is very early in the morning, but also moves into parts of, again, New York State and central and northern New England. But with this second round, you get the sense that a little bit more mild air has moved northward farther than in the first round. So bringing, unfortunately, some rain to places that have snow on the ground. There could be some flooding here with this, with an East Coast warming up quite a bit later on tomorrow afternoon.
But look at that. Back to more snow in the Midwest.
Oh, you had to remind me. I know, Kansas City, watch out. Columbia, Missouri, just north of St. Louis. Parts of central Illinois, yet again, tomorrow night. This is, again, only about 36 hours from now. Another burst of light to moderate snow, a couple of inches within that, moving along the same train tracks.
Yeah, there you go. It's all about the train track. So, of course, with it coming in, this is now heading into Sunday afternoon into the evening hours. A lot of green in the East Coast, but it's that interior region where we'll have at least the wintry precipitation.
Right. There's a lot of rain here yet to be had. I know this doesn't look like a solid area of green, but over the next couple of days, there's going to be a decent amount of rain and relatively warm weather moving northward into places that have seen snow lately. So again, keep in mind, rain coming down in some of those snow-packed areas here in southern New England. Watch out for some minor flooding there.
All right. Totals here for us, at least to come through the weekend, and again, some decent totals.
This is a total now through Sunday, so this is trying to encompass everything, but that's still a lot yet to come. So whatever you got on the ground, when all said and done by the end of the weekend, there'll be places with more than a foot on the ground from this weather event.
Wow, pretty serious. And for the mid part of the month, Dr. Postel, looking cooler in the northern tier.
Cool there, warm there. That kind of theme, I think, hangs on for at least a good part of the rest of the month, where the most likely place to see temperatures in the 60s and 70s is Atlanta. Sorry, Alex.
I guess I'll take it. Yeah. All right, Maria, we'll send it over to you.
He did point out the cool part first. All right, Winter Storm Mateo will bring a marathon of snowfall, taking you into Detroit, just one of those areas picking up snow now.
Currently in our area, 57 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, generally cloudy, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, low. Saturday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You're watching the Weather Channel's continuing coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. I'm Justin Michaels, live for you this hour in Chicago, Illinois. You can see the streets right now certainly have plenty of snow, but there are a lot of crews out trying to clean that up. We'll have a full report for you coming up on what's happening now and what's to come.
All right, thanks, Justin, and hello and a welcome to you for our special coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace.
And I'm meteorologist Maria LaRosa. Right now, 25 million people under winter storm alerts as Mateo charges its way through the Midwest. And it really does stretch for a long piece of land here, basically all the way from Iowa, and this is just a shot here, up into New York, as we've been talking about. Cleveland picking up some snow potentially there, right on the edge, Detroit for sure, and Chicago as well.
Yeah, there's a tighter view of things here for you. You see there's sort of different grades of the blue, the shades, I should say, the darker shades showing up, indicating where you've got some of that more moderate to even heavy snowfall that's flying out there for us. There's Chicagoland. You can see as you head up towards the Elgin area, you're starting to get into sort of the back edge here, at least for this initial round of snow. But right now, Chicago still dealing with it. Now, you've gotten pummeled by that snow there in Chicago, all thanks to Mateo, really helping to slow us down, that is for sure, on the roadways, with hundreds of flights also dealing with cancellations.
Yes, this one impact. And our Justin Michaels is in the heart of Chicago with some pretty messy snow accumulation on the roadways now. Justin, how are things going?
Well, it's still quite messy here, actually, Maria and Alex. A tough go for a lot of people this morning. Of course, schools were canceled today. If you take a look at just a regular traffic map around the area, pick an app, it doesn't matter which one, you're going to see a lot of orange, you're going to see a lot of red, so road delays and road problems are certainly around. Of course, the airports here in Chicago, I think right now there's about an average of a 3-hour delay out of Chicago O'Hare. Hundreds of other flights have been canceled, and that was, of course, to be expected. We're talking about a major winter storm. The average around Chicago right now is about 4 to 7 inches, but the expectation is a few more inches today and then a few more inches tomorrow, and even maybe a few more inches on Sunday, so they could get another 3 to 5 inches of snow out of this storm by the time it's all said and done on Sunday. Take a look at some of the roads here around Chicago. Some of the main roads aren't as bad as some of the side streets, and you can really see the difference we're talking about here. There are more than 300 crews out in Chicago right now, salting and also plowing, and that's a good thing. But again, take a look at this cross street here, and you can see cars coming up. Still a decent snow layer here. Of course, it's turned into that gross slush we all see when you're dealing with the city in the wintertime. So not that lovely as far as the snowfall here on this street, but that is to be expected as well. So we do know the streets and sanitation department, they're going to be out all day long, all night long, 24 hours a day, working 16-hour shifts, doing everything they can to make sure these roads eventually are as clear as they were before Mateo came to town. So let's go to Detroit right now. That's where we find our Paul Goodlow. Paul, how are things there?
Well, things here are pretty snowy. Just talked to some locals. They're saying the roads are pretty bad out here. I'm pretty sure they stand out in their jackets. But be safe out there. Be careful. So we're sitting here on the sidewalk, and if you're watching us all morning, they kind of plowed it earlier, and now it's got some snow on it, but we have actually this kind of tractor with a big brush, which is actually clearing it off. And in the time we've been out here, we've seen at least 2 to 3 inches of snow just on this sidewalk. They've been plowing it. I have my ruler here. We're going to give you an unofficial measurement here. I've been taking a couple of these around here, and it's amazing how much snow I'm finding. Right now, that's about 6 inches there, but we've had plenty of snow this week, so I'm not quite sure if that's old snow or just this snow This is about 5 inches there. So let's say 5 to 6 inches of snow just where I'm standing. And this is in downtown Detroit along Jefferson. Out at the airport, their last measurement was at 7 o'clock this morning. That was 1.8 inches. But you got to remember, we've seen a lot of snow. Unlike Chicago, this is their biggest snowstorm. This has not been our first snowstorm at all in Detroit. In fact, we're actually close to probably at or above our yearly average for snow. And it's just, what, the first week of February. We still have all the rest of the month and into March and maybe even April to pick up snow here. So I don't think we'll get to the record. Hopefully not. That was about, what, 3-4 years ago we set our snowfall record here in Detroit. But it continues to come down. And look at Jefferson Street here. I've been told that this is one of the better looking roads in the Detroit metro area. And this thing is packed with kind of snow and slush and ice. Kind of 50 shades of slush is what I see all around here. And this is as good as it gets out across much of the area. Many of the side roads, the suburban areas don't have nearly the type of traffic or even plows or salting action like they've been dealing with here and some of the local highways. But even some of the highways, I think we have some DOT cams from Interstate 94 and 96 and even the Windsor Tunnel. They're all showing the same thing. Traffic is moving, but the good thing is generally traffic is kind of pretty sparse, which is what you want to see. We're under winter storm warning till midnight tonight. Schools have been closed, not just a couple of schools. Over 750 schools have canceled school today because of all the snow from Winter Storm Mateo. And in terms of what the kids should be doing, they can't build a snowman. They can't have a snowball fight. They need to shovel this. And it shouldn't be too bad because this is a light, fluffy snow. If you're a skier or a snowboarder, you're loving this type of snow, which kind of floats up here in the breeze. In fact, I saw some workers across the way. They had leaf blowers out there kind of clearing off the sidewalk. That's how light the snow is. So it's not a tough job to clear this off. And you want to keep on it because we're easily going to see maybe another 3 to 5 inches of snow today. More snow tomorrow, maybe an inch or two, maybe 1 to 3 or more on Sunday. So just like Chicago, we're in the snow for a while now, right on through the end of the weekend. Alex, Maria?
It has been quite a stretch. We had Mike Seidel in Detroit last weekend talking about snow. All right, Paul, thank you so much. It's another weekend ahead.
Yeah, we look for more snow issues here for us across a good chunk of the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, Midwest as well. It's just going to keep coming in round after round after round. So here's tomorrow's map and what it looks like there for you. The blue areas, that's where we've got our snow creeping back into the plains. Heads up across parts of Missouri, Illinois, into Indiana. Notice those pink and purple shades, the pink freezing rain and the purple a bit of a wintry mix. That continues, Maria, into Saturday night. And
you can see the other side of it too, the heavy rain. We're going to be talking more about that. Meanwhile, on Sunday, you still have snow stretching from Chicago, Detroit, into the interior Northeast and into New England, and that freezing rain and wintry mix potential still from Indianapolis, Cincinnati, all the way to Cleveland and even Erie.
But notice what we don't have along the East Coast. Even when we look at the snowfall forecast, this goes through Sunday. It's all across the interior. We're not seeing it there for the megalopolis. So Boston, New York, D.C., all those areas, it's a wet event.
Gas, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea can start in the colon and may be signs of an imbalance of good bacteria. Only Philips Colon Health has this unique combination of probiotics. It provides 4-in-1 symptom defense. It's your daily probiotic.
The bathroom. When things go wrong here, you remember. Quilted Northern is designed to work so well you can forget your bathroom trips. But Little Miss Puffytail can never forget. The only thing worse than having such large ears is having such large eyes.
Got my license! I'm going on my first Target run. Need anything?
Laundry detergent.
Toothpaste. I'll get my purse. Okay, Nana.
Get low prices today and every day. Target run and done.
DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza bakes fresh in its own pan and travels straight to your table.
Unlike delivery that goes from oven to box to bag to car to traffic to wrong houses.
DiGiorno delivers a crispy caramelized crust straight from your oven.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. Come on.
The moment you realize your family grew, but your washer didn't.
At Lowe's, we have the washing machines that fit your family's busy lifestyle, all backed by our 30-day price match and return guarantee.
Get up to 35% off select appliance special values or get a GE washer dryer pair for $8.98 at Lowe's.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust. Taking you to the worst conditions, preparing you to stay safe. Every season, every storm, every time you watch. Trust in the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 58 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast, low 57. Winds light and variable. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Your brain changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Oh, manatees, AKA the sea cow. Oh, there's one.
Manatees in novelty teas? Surprising.
What's come at me, bro?
It's something you say to a friend.
What's not surprising? How much money Matt saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Register today at Elite Singles, where you'll benefit from 100% verified profiles, an extensive personality test, and tailored matches in your area. EliteSingles.com. Never more ready to fall in love again.
You might take something for your heart or joints, but do you take something for your brain? With an ingredient originally found in jellyfish, Prevagen is the #1 selling brain health supplement in drugstores nationwide. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Well, Chicago hit hard by the snow from Winter Storm Mateo. Here's what we know now. More than 900 flights have been canceled so far today at Chicago's airports. This according to FlightAware.com. Local media reports dozens of crashes along roadways in the greater Chicago area. And many schools are closed across the Chicagoland region, including the city of Chicago. And fire officials urge drivers to clear snow from tailpipes. This all to avoid the chances of deadly fumes getting inside those cars. So yeah, it has been quite a bit of a mess in and around the city, and we are not done yet. We may get a bit of a break, but then there is more to come. Let's bring in our storm specialist, Dr. Postel. He's following that next round.
Yeah, the next round, I mean, there's like a couple of them, right? And it's all along the same set of essentially train tracks that are extending from parts of the Rockies into the Northeast, where we have our snowfall accumulation map kind of outlining that path. Something like this, and this is the amount of snowfall yet to come only through this evening, which really incorporates, I would say, round 1 or so. And along that very same path, there's going to be a couple more chances of several inches of snow between now and Sunday night. But this one only is actually mapping out the first part of it through the next, say, 12 hours or so. So whatever you've got on the ground right now, there's a good bit of 3 to 5 more coming into places where that darker shade of blue resides. So even after round 1, there'll be places well into that 6 to 10 inch range. For example, Fort Dodge, Iowa last night got 10 inches of snow or 11 inches of snow. So significant amounts have already been delivered. And in some places, even right now, we're continuing to see that, especially in lower Michigan and northern Indiana and northern Ohio and even northeastern Illinois, still in the Chicagoland area. This swath of snow doesn't really want to move out of the way. It's continuing to be sort of this light to moderate variety. Visibility 1 to 2 miles common. So accumulation rates less than a ½ inch per hour, maybe at most a ½ inch per hour, not a lot outside of these regions, but some of those darker shades of blue that from time to time can give you that burst and you get a quick ½ inch or so. So we'll be dealing with that this afternoon, and some places in lower Michigan have gotten nearly 6 inches. Northeastern Indiana, about 5. That's been the common theme all across this region with visibilities, again, in the same area, about a mile, maybe a little bit less. Travel difficult. This is going to be continuing through much of the afternoon hours. But overall, I want to show you the idea on the satellite picture. This is where the area of sort of disturbed weather is. That's our snow swath. But you can start to see some low clouds here moving northward. That's a sign of some juice, some moisture flowing northward to the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to get tangled up in that front, and that's going to help support new snow with round 2 coming up. We'll talk about that at 50 past the hour. Maria, back to you.
Round 2 could also mean some ice for cities like Indianapolis. We take you there live now, and we're going to be watching the ice potential continue. So let's show you the big picture first. And you can see that over a pretty big area, there is a very good potential for that. That's that deep purple. Indianapolis, Toledo, into northwestern Pennsylvania, but also into parts of New England. That'll be another spot to watch. Time frame being between tonight and into Sunday. We have a huge temperature contrast across these boundaries where it's very warm. We're talking 60s and 70s, showers and thunderstorms, to temps that are going to be below freezing. But there is a transition zone. As you know, it's not enough always to just look at the surface temperature. You have to see what's going on temperature-wise a little bit higher up in the atmosphere. And Indianapolis is a great example of that. Go up 5,000 feet and you're above freezing. That's critical when you're talking about precipitation type. And if it stays that way for a couple of hours, now you have the accumulating ice potential. And we do have that from Saturday night into Sunday, where by Sunday afternoon, we finally see that the entire column is going to be below freezing. But it's those hours where we're seeing that layer of warmth just in time for some of that frozen precip to melt and then freeze on contact. That's the problem. So heads up Indianapolis from Saturday night, and even into the day on Sunday, especially the morning time frame here on Sunday, the icy conditions as temperatures struggle to get above freezing at all this weekend at the surface. Alex?
Well, that potential for ice this weekend, just one of the problems Winter Storm Mateo could bring. Up next, we're going to time out when you need to avoid traveling.
Exploring the heart of historic Europe with Viking, you'll get closer to iconic landmarks, to local life and legendary treasures as you sail on board our patented, award-winning Viking longships. You'll enjoy many extras, including Wi-Fi, cultural enrichment from ship to shore, and engaging excursions. Viking, voted #1 river cruise line by Condé Nast readers. Learn more at vikingcruises.com.
Looking back, you've seen some amazing things. And looking forward, there's so much more to come. That's why VSP offers individual vision plans, coverage you can buy on your own, because retirement shouldn't be the end of vision care, but a new beginning. VSP gives you affordable access to trusted eye doctors in your area and gives you the lowest out-of-pocket costs on necessities that traditional Medicare doesn't cover, like glasses, contacts, and specialty prescription lenses. This makes regular eye exams more affordable, trusted eye doctors more accessible, and ensures that prescriptions, like Progressives, are done right the first time. For lifelong access to eyewear and eye care, put your trust in the same quality coverage employers offer and learn more at vspdirect.com or call 888-8-BY-VSP to see better for life for less.
Thank you, VSP. With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust, taking you to the worst conditions, preparing you to stay safe. Every season, every storm, every time you watch, trust in the Weather Channel.
Your paycheck. Your family depends on it. But if something happened to you, you need life insurance. And chances are SelectQuote can get it for you for under $1 a day.
SelectQuote found Alec, 38, a $500,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote found Kenesha, 37, a $750,000 policy for under $22 a month.
SelectQuote's secret? They impartially shop a select group of highly rated companies like these for your best rates. Give your family the security it needs at a price you can afford.
Since 1985, SelectQuote has saved over 1 million families millions of dollars on life insurance. Call now, 800-311-6499, or go to SelectQuote.com. Discover what over 1 million families know. We shop, you save.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
This National Pizza Day Local on the 8th brought to you by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Currently in our area, 59 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast, low 57. Winds light and variable. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes past the hour, Chicago, just one place feeling the brunt of Winter Storm Mateo. The morning commute in the Windy City was a snowy one. Drivers dealing with snow-covered roads. That could make the travel slick and dangerous, of course. So far, Chicago is clocking in with nearly 5 inches of snow, but Mateo's wrath isn't over yet. The winter storm will bring snow all through the weekend and crossing many states. So we want to take you into the weekend, actually the next couple of hours and into the weekend. And the footprint of the whole thing is pretty impressive when you look at snow still to come. And only through this evening, we go all the way back to South Dakota, Nebraska. It stretches through Iowa and then all the way up into Maine, where you're seeing some of the higher totals to come, 3 to 5 inches in the darker blue. Detroit pretty much close to that 1 to 3. And then you see that spot there, 5 to 8 inches of snowfall still to come in through upstate New York, the Adirondacks. So it's far-reaching and many hours to go. So we get into this weekend. We've got plenty of moisture coming up, so it's not starved for that. That boundary is going to serve as that train track for our storm system, going to follow that along. And of course, you do have that boundary dividing the cold from the warm in between. That's where we have the mix and that freezing rain potential. So tomorrow, along with that snow, we really have to watch that area in pink, that freezing rain from Missouri, south of I-70, all the way up to Indianapolis, Dayton, Columbus, also into Cleveland and Erie. That wintry mix, too, taking hold in parts of the Northeast. But again, is that snow coming again, Alex, into cities like Chicago and Detroit through the weekend? Meanwhile, we head south, Maria, and it's rain. Yeah, plain old rain, but it could be quite a bit of it to contend with. So get heads up out there. We're going to be seeing it really piling up. This is the forecast from tonight through the middle part of next week. That's because this is not going to be sort of a one and done sort of situation. We've got several rounds of rain. It's going to add up here for you in the order of 3 to 5 inches in some cases here in northern Alabama, Georgia, into eastern Tennessee, even parts of the western Carolinas as well. Starting to see some of that moisture gathering up here coming in from the west. So that's streaming in now across the southern tier of the country. A few showers ongoing right now. You can see this activity flaring up in South Georgia, a few light sprinkles in Alabama as well as Mississippi. But right now, the most steady rains in South Georgia. But things will begin to progress and change up
Now we're looking back towards the west here to Mississippi. A few showers north of Jackson here as we head into tonight. Then heading into tomorrow morning, we got quite a bit of rain across Tennessee, back into the Mississippi River Valley. Jackson seeing more of that rain heading through the afternoon. That spreads its way a little bit farther east. Birmingham getting wet. Atlanta, a lot of cloud cover, and then the showers begin to swing their way on in for Saturday night into Sunday morning. More showers for Sunday afternoon, so coming home from church, it's going to be a wet one for us across a lot of the deep south. Now, it's going to add up in Nashville. We talked about how eastern Tennessee could be looking at a good 5 inches or so. Nashville, the city itself, looks like about 3 inches. And Maria, this could all lead to some flood potential. There are flood alerts in play.
Quite the mess into the weekend. So time now for your Subaru Safe Driving Guide. One stretch of interstate not going to be a fun trip will be from Chicago as you cross across northern Ohio into Michigan. I-80, I-90, snowy the entire way. Please give yourself plenty of extra time and distance.
Subaru Safe Driving Guide brought to you by Subaru. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
I was born during the winter of '77. I first met James in 5th grade. We got married after college and had twin boys. But then, one night, a truck didn't stop. But thanks to our Forester, neither did our story. And that's why we'll always drive a Subaru.
Each year, Sarah climbs 58,070 steps. That's the height of Mount Everest. Because each day she chooses to take the stairs, at work, at home, even on the escalator. That can be hard on her lower body. So now she does it with Dr. Scholl's orthotics, clinically proven to relieve and prevent foot, knee, or lower back pain by reducing the shock and stress that travel up her body with every step she takes. So keep on climbing, Sarah. You're killing it. Dr. Scholl's, born to move.
For a future full of possibilities, our 12-step process provides 100% pure quality water. Nestle Pure Life. Pure Life begins now.
This is not just any cruise. This is MSC Cruises, one of the largest cruise lines in the world, where every detail is beyond just ordinary. You won't walk on just any stairs. These steps are covered in Swarovski crystals. There's not just one performance to see. There's a different show every night. On an MSC cruise, you won't be served just any meal. You'll enjoy freshly prepared international cuisine. And you won't explore just any destination or experience just any ship. You'll cruise the Caribbean on the all-new MSC Seaside. And now, save and sail when you take a 7-night Caribbean cruise on the best new cruise ship, the revolutionary MSC Seaside, from only $439 per person. An incredible value, because this is not just any cruise. This is an MSC cruise. Call your travel agent or visit msccruises.com.
Not gonna happen.
That's it. I'm calling Kohler about their walk-in bath.
My name is Ken. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm calling about Kohler's walk-in bath.
Excellent. Happy to help. Huh? Hold one moment, please. The Kohler walk-in bath features an extra wide opening and a low step-in at 3 inches, which is 25 to 60% lower than some leading competitors. The bath fills and drains quickly, while the heated seat soothes your back, neck, and shoulders. Kohler is an expert in bathing, so you can count on a deep soaking experience.
Are you seeing this?
The Kohler walk-in bath comes with fully adjustable hydrotherapy jets and our exclusive bubble massage. Everything is installed in as little as a day by a Kohler certified installer. And it's made by Kohler, America's leading plumbing brand.
We need this bath.
Yes. Yes, you do. A Kohler walk-in bath provides independence with peace of mind. Call 1-800-574-1372 and ask about saving $1,000 on your walk-in bath. Or visit KohlerWalkInBath.com for more info.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night, so he got home safe.
Yeah, my dad says their insurance doesn't have that.
What?
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust, taking you to the worst conditions, preparing you to stay safe. Every season, every storm, every time you watch, trust in the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts.
What makes this simple pasta the best simple pasta ever? Great tasting, heart healthy California walnuts. So simple, so good.
Snowy mess across so much of the country. I'm meteorologist Maria LaRosa. Thank you for staying with us.
Meteorologist Alex Wallace. Right now, 25 million people are under winter storm alerts as Mateo charges its way through the Midwest.
Let's take a look at Merrillville, Indiana, just south of Gary, the northern part of the state. And if you're wondering, should I grab the key? Should I head out right now? This is a good sign of what you're encountering. It's kind of a mess, a slow go. White from top to bottom, 28 degrees right now in Merrillville, and it feels like 22.
Wow, yeah, slow going there for sure as the snow continues to impact us across parts of Illinois and points to the east as well. You got northern Indiana, southern half of lower Michigan as well in that snow. You're getting a little bit tighter here, and you start to see some of the different shades of blue, the darker shades showing up, indicating where we've got some of that more moderate to even sometimes heavy snowfall showing up.
All right, you got Chicago there, and of course Chicagoland dealing with the heaviest snow of the season from Winter Storm Mateo, and it sure looks that way right now.
Yeah, our very own Justin Michaels is in Chicago. And Justin, you've been out there dealing with the snow, and have you noticed it picking up in intensity here over the last few moments or so?
Yeah. Yeah, guys, in fact, in the last 15 or 20 minutes, it really has picked up since the last time we talked. Definitely a heavier snow right now, coming down much faster than it was before. I guess that's going to be happening throughout the rest of the day. We do know the winter storm warning here in Chicago and this entire area is extended through 6 o'clock tonight. So, you know, there's still plenty of snow to go. And as people are moving around today, they're going to be encountering some pretty tough conditions on the roads. You can see this intersection here in Chicago. We're not far off of Michigan Avenue, just one street away, Michigan Avenue, one of the main thoroughfares in Chicago. And you can see these are pretty major streets just off of Michigan, and that's a mess. But I can tell you that's not because Chicago isn't doing the good work of trying to clean up. They have had crews out all night long, more than 300 strong, salting and also plowing across this entire city. This is a big city. There's a lot of road to do and a lot of road to clear, and you know they're working and doing their best, working in 16-hour shifts. So that's a long shift, and they're working very hard to try to keep the city clean, but the snow just continues to come. Let's do a little unscientific demonstration here. I've got a trusty ruler, and I want to go over to some untouched snow in this parking lot right near our hotel just off of Michigan Avenue. And it seems to me, let's see what we got. All right, it's almost at 7 inches. 7 inches, folks, and the general thought is between 4 and 7 inches has fallen around Chicago. So You know, that's a good thing. It's interesting, though. National Weather Service was expecting anywhere from 8 to 14 inches. And so far, no place in the area has gotten over that foot mark. We do know Belvedere, Illinois, has about 9 to 10 inches right now. They are the jackpot winner as this storm continues to fall. But still, we've got a long way to go. We've got to go through this entire weekend. And even right here in Chicago could get 3 to 5 more inches. Temperatures are going to be perfect for the snow, going to be in the teens, 20s, something like that, maybe mid-20s at the highest. So definitely we're nowhere near out of the woods yet. Paul Goodlow is in Detroit right now dealing with similar conditions. Paul, how are you?
Yeah, pretty cold, pretty snowy out here. And like you said, similar conditions. I've been measuring around, easily picking up 5 to 6 inches where I'm standing here at Hart Plaza in downtown Detroit. I want to show you this graphic because Detroit's had plenty of snow this week. The only day without snow was yesterday, Sunday, 4.8 inches. Monday and Tuesday, a ½ inch on both of those days. Then about 3.5 on Wednesday. Nothing yesterday. And so far, as of 7 a.m. this morning, 1.8 at the airport officially, where the records are kept. Now, I did some back-of-the-envelope calculations because that 1.8 was based on a 11/100ths of an inch of liquid precipitation. There's always a liquid and snow conversion. And doing the math, that's like a 16.3 conversion. So 1 inch of snow should equal 16.3. We don't expect 16.3, but I also added up what other liquid they have picked up since 7 a.m. and including 7 a.m. Since it started snowing. All that snow should whittle down to, I believe, like 36/100ths of an inch. You do the 16.3 into that, well, it should be about 6 inches of snow they should be reporting next hour in Detroit's airport here, about, say, 15, 20 minutes to the southwest of town. But behind me, you can easily see we got a bunch of snow. It's way more than 1.8 inches. Again, even here, I'm measuring 5 to 6 inches of snow here, and you can see how the roads are pretty much snow-packed. I just saw a snowplow a little while ago, but there's been a fair amount of traffic going through this road, and I've been told this is one of the better-looking roads in town, and also includes the highways, 75, 94, 96, all with plenty of slush and snow on that, and temperatures staying in the 20s. This snow is going to stick around for a while, and yeah, on the roads, but also more snow falling from the clouds will stick around all day long, even all weekend long. So it's not just today, it's a weekend snow event here across the Motown area. Let's talk more about when we can finally push this out, and also different phases of Mateo, and check in with our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. Greg?
Yeah, Paul, thank you very much. Light snow in your area in Detroit officially reported at the airport. Temperature in the lower 20s. That's common in eastern Michigan. Light snow with visibility a little over a mile, looks like about 1.5 miles. So we'll be watching those conditions, maybe to up and down, and go get a little bit better during the afternoon, deteriorate a little bit. But overall, right along this arc of a path, you could think of it, of snow, this is how much is yet to come, likely through tonight. So this is going to be like round 1. These are the train tracks, and there'll be little disturbances sort of enhancing snow along the way for probably the next 2 days. But just through tonight, add whatever you've got on the ground, plus what we got here, generally a swath of 3 to 5 more inches, and that will take you through the first part of this sort of elongated, long-duration event. This is what it looks like on the radar, sort of in a national view. But let's zoom in on some areas, because it has actually produced quite a bit of snow in some spots, even in northern Iowa. Fort Dodge got, I think, 11 inches of snow just north of Des Moines. Right now, we're getting still some light to moderate snow across parts of northeastern Illinois. Little stripes of darker blue suggest the visibility is cut underneath a ½ mile, an accumulation rate somewhere between 1/2 and 1 inch per hour. Overall, parts of even northern Illinois have seen almost 10 inches of snow. Kirkland right here, 9 inches of snow. Lots of 5 and 6 totals in and around Chicago area, and a few inches in northern Indiana. In fact, earlier some places, I think it was Carlisle, had 8 inches in northwestern Indiana. And lots of reports here right now of visibilities, again, right about 1/2 to 3/4 of a mile. So it is accumulating here, and modestly, rapidly still in Michigan. And on the satellite pictures, you get the sense that we may be here a while. And one of the reasons why is because I spy some clouds right in here kind of moving that way, meaning the front that is not going to be moving much. It's relatively stationary. That's why I drew it as a stationary boundary. That moist flow is going to continue to move into that cold air and tangle up with it as little disturbances ride through the jet stream one after the other, and we're going to get bursts of snow in multiple rounds for the next couple of days. This is sort of round one moving through the Great Lakes with some enhancement there associated with an upper level perturbation in the jet stream. But there's another one coming in back to the west later on this evening and tonight. Can you see that? Here comes another little upstairs wiggle in the jet stream. Going to bring some moderate snow again to eastern Iowa and central Illinois, a couple of inches worth. And Alex and Maria, there's another one behind that later on Saturday night and early on Sunday. Back to you.
Greg, thank you. Winter storm Mateo will be a weekend-long storm that talks about Chicago, too, feeling the impacts.
Yeah, as we sort of time it out here for you, it's going to add up here through Sunday, at least another 5, maybe 6 inches.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Severe weather can strike anywhere. I'm Suzanne Clark with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, here with Weather Channel's Reynolds Wolf. Businesses of all sizes need to make sure they stay prepared for hazardous weather.
Start by making sure where you work has an emergency plan and supplies in place. Also, reach out to employees and coworkers to make sure they are prepared for severe weather. And finally, if you're a business owner, create a communications plan with your employees to pass along critical updates.
We need your help because businesses, their employees, and communities are safer when we prepare together.
And this just in. Apparently, one Mucinex DM fights your cough and lasts 12 hours. But my sources say the 4-hour stuff is way better. I mean, I'm wearing a blazer, so clearly this isn't fake news. Ah!
One Mucinex lasts 12 hours.
I'm here for an important reason. Colon cancer screening. If you're age 50 or older and at average risk, Cologuard finds cancer and precancer. And it's a non-invasive test you can use at home. In fact, I'm as easy as get, go, gone. How do you get me? Your doctor orders me, and I'm delivered directly to your doorstep. There's no need for time off or special prep because I use the DNA in your stool to find colon cancer. Then you just go. I mean, collect your sample. Then I'm gone. Just ship me to the lab. Gotta go.
Cologuard is intended for individuals at average risk for colon cancer. Cologuard is not for high-risk individuals, including those with a history of colon cancer or polyps, IBD, certain hereditary cancer syndromes, or a family history of colon cancer. Cologuard, colon cancer screening that's as easy as get, go, gone. Ask your doctor if Cologuard is right for you.
There are those who put on sunblock to prevent sun damage, and those who don't. There are those who take Beano before they eat to prevent discomfort, and those who don't. Don't be those who don't. Beano, clinically proven to stop gas and discomfort before it starts.
I was up and down with my weight my entire life.
When diets don't work, it's easy to quit. From a top diet 8 years straight comes the new Rapid Results.
If you see immediate results, you stick with it.
Lose up to 16 pounds in just 4 weeks. With one-on-one support, you'll see change fast. Eat 6 times a day. The secret is what you eat and when. Start Rapid Results to lose 16 pounds for $16 plus the cost of food and get $100 in free food. Hurry, call now.
They appear out of nowhere, my secret visitors.
Hallucinations and delusions, the unknown parts of living with Parkinson's.
The plots they unfold, but only in my mind.
Over 50% of people with Parkinson's will experience hallucinations or delusions during the course of their disease. If your loved one is experiencing these symptoms, talk to your Parkinson's specialist. There are treatment options that can help.
My visitors should be the ones I want to see.
Apollo? Thought I was endorsing Hershey's.
You are?
But this isn't chocolate.
That's right. It's gold.
You know how much I like gold.
You really are fast.
Long John Silver's lets you skip your trip to the same old, and indulge in the different new. Like our classic Alaskan cod and shrimp basket for just $5.99. Change up what you're used to at Long John Silver's.
Fireworks of flavor! Fireworks of flavor? My lips get so dried and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keefe's Lip Repair. All-day moisture and one use, and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips. Thanks to O'Keefe's, I got my lips back.
Coming up on 18 minutes for the top of the hour. Woof, this is a tough scene here in northern Indiana, the border between Illinois and Indiana, and close to whiteout conditions as far as, you know, trying to get out there on the roadways, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's tough to see. I'm not sure if they're at a stoplight or if they're stopped and can't go anywhere, but my goodness, it definitely is tough times trying to navigate in this mess. If you don't have to be out there, just keep it inside in the house. There's just no reason. Looks like there's some emergency vehicles there in the back. You can see the lights flashing now. So just again, another reason to stay inside.
And this is in Munster, Indiana, again, right near the Illinois-Indiana border. This is just the start of it. It is Friday, but we expect the effects of Mateo to continue into the weekend. And it's not just the snow, of course. We'll be talking about the ice part as well as the heavy rain threat. But there you go. Look at the snow still to come. And this is just timing it through this evening. Yeah, so again, on top of what we've already seen, that's what you can expect. Here's the setup for us heading into the weekend. You can see that moisture, that low-level moisture. You got to have that. That's streaming its way northbound here for us from the south of the Gulf of Mexico. And where that encounters the cold air, that's, Maria, where we find our mess. And you have that transition, too, and that's the potential for the ice. Remember, it's not enough to just look at the surface temperatures. You have to see what's going on a little bit above that, and that's why we think freezing rain from Missouri to southern Illinois, Indiana into Ohio, not just today and tonight, but as we get into Saturday night, stretching into parts of New England, too. Yeah, you said it. They're heading into your Sunday now, rounding out the weekend. Mostly rain up and down the East Coast, but still looking for that wintry mix. That's the purple shade there for you right across the eastern lakes. Indianapolis right on that edge, so a number of locations that will be dealing with that messy situation. There's the snowfall, as you mentioned, to come through Sunday now, so we're rounding things out, and another 5 to 8 in places like Chicago and Detroit. Yeah, you see southern Michigan right there. Well, Mateo, a big storm stretching from the Dakotas to Maine before it's all done, and it's certainly hitting places that have already struggled with snow and even some ice this week. And that includes parts of Michigan. Joining us now is Diane Cross with Michigan's Department of Transportation. We appreciate you taking time with us. A busy day. What are the impacts the snow's having on highways in the greater Detroit area right now?
Well, right now in our big 3 counties, Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb, we've got every possible salt and plow truck working on the roads. Fortunately, a lot of folks have listened to the advisories about staying home and staying off the roads. So while we do have a great deal of snow, we've been kind of fortunate today, not that many crashes. And the folks that have been out there, because they can't go very fast, that has also kept the crashes from being as severe as they can sometimes be. That's certainly great to hear. Now, as far as the road conditions, any road closures that you're aware of? Not any road closures due to the snow, I should say, yet. Some of the crashes we had this morning, we did have a couple that ended up closing some freeways, but those have reopened. We do have every community in the area pretty much on a snow emergency alert, and a lot of schools closed and some of the businesses closed, and they've advised workers to stay home. We are trying to get the word out, though, that those who do end up being in a crash because of the roads, that they stay in their vehicle so it doesn't become a much more serious type of crash. But fortunately, at the moment, all our roads are open. And that's great. We're looking at a live picture, too. We've seen some of those crazy videos, you know, of those terrible crashes. It is, you know, still early Friday, heading into the weekend. We're expecting more snow. What are the challenges you think the DOT will face, it being a weekend? Well, it being a weekend, there's always events that are going on around town, and there would be some that may be doing the early Valentine's Day type of thing, but we expect we're going to see the snow all weekend. It will affect where folks are driving, so they got to do the standard stuff of leaving early, expect slower speeds, and that type of thing. And Diane, some of the local media is reporting that some communities are running a bit low on salt. How are the supplies doing? Because there's more wintry weather yet to come. I have heard that rumor as well. Here in Metro Detroit, we contract our maintenance on the state roads to the local counties, and as far as I know, they are not having any issue here in the more urban areas. That may be more of a case for some of the smaller communities or townships in the state part of Michigan, but not so much here in the metro area.
All right, Diane Cross with the Michigan DOT. We appreciate your time so much. An update on how things are looking around and in Detroit, which, again, we had Paul Goodlow out there. They had seen snow just about every day the past week.
Yeah, it just will not stop. And in fact, we're going to head into the weekend because it's the weekend-long storm. So let's get you to some of the timing out in a spot like Buffalo. You see through the afternoon, socked in with that snow, travel along 90. That is not going to be easy. Looks like an additional 3 inches left to go.
You take care of business. Let Office Depot Office Max take care of you. This week, all Office Depot brand paper is buy one, get one, 50% off. Plus, never run out with an Office Depot paper subscription. Subscribe today at officedepot.com/subscriptions.
You may not be a prepper now, but you will be. Whether the next disaster is man-made or wrought by Mother Nature, you need a plan. WiseFoodStorage.com's emergency gourmet meals are made in the USA, delicious, easy to prepare, just add water, and packaged and proportioned perfectly, eliminating waste and creating a shelf life of up to 25 years.
Get your free sample now. Call in the next 15 minutes and get your free survival guide. Call 888-773-2195.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust. Preparing you to stay safe. Going beyond the maps and apps. Taking you to the worst conditions. With experts breaking down every impact of this system. Every season, every storm, every time you watch. Trust in the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Volunteer at neighborhoodofgood.com. State Farm.
Gas, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea can start in the colon and may be signs of an imbalance of good bacteria. Only Philips Colon Health has this unique combination of probiotics. It provides 4-in-1 symptom defense. It's your daily probiotic.
I hated our bathtub, but who has time for a remodel? Not this family. And then there's the mess. Then I heard about Bath Fitter. They came in and put a beautiful new bathtub right over our old one. Bath Fitter also has seamless walls that provide a watertight fit. There's no mess, no demolition, and they get it done in as little as 1 day. Plus, they provide a lifetime guarantee. Thanks to Bath Fitter, I have a bathtub I love.
Call today or learn more at bathfitter.com.
Hey, honey, I'm home. When did we get premium cable? We can't afford that.
Ouch.
Oh, sorry, pal.
Hey, Paul, how about a vacation?
Can we afford that?
Yes, we can. At Allegiant, fares are so low, we can afford to go. Think about it.
I'm thinking. Hey, honey, wanna go for a walk?
Sure.
My little saving students, all grown up. It happens so fast. I hope they're wearing sunscreen.
Listen to your wallet and visit Allegiant.com now.
How pure can pure be?
For a future full of possibilities, our 12-step process provides 100% pure quality water. Nestle Pure Life. Pure Life begins now.
So, from the 2 trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy. The Chevy. The Chevy.
There you go. Boom.
That was obvious. And plus it looks cooler.
No doubt about it. Now they know what to get me.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got all this for less than $50 on DealDash.com.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. At DealDash.com, you can save up to 99%, but hurry, everything must go.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-300-7112 or go to Mesobook.com.
It is a very brutal place to work. Anything can happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of Winter Storm Mateo, and this is what it looks like in the Motor City. Detroit still seeing the snow fall, making for a pretty scene, making for some tough driving as well. We just spoke with someone from the Michigan DOT saying their crews are out there and they're in it for the long haul. So is that snow. With the snow falling now, we're going to continue to add to the totals even as we get into the weekend. So think about your plans this evening and really for the rest of the weekend, because travel is going to be impacted still by Winter Storm Mateo. Let's take a sort of a snapshot right now of air travel. And if you're sort of a queasy flyer like me, I hate turbulence, getting some bumpy ride reports. Nothing crazy here. This is a turbulence report from the pilots. You can see some over Denver, South Texas, and along the southeast coast, but otherwise not too bad, which is great. Not great, the delays that we're seeing already, and no surprise, Chicago is leading the pack at O'Hare with some big-time delays. 183 minutes, basically closing in on that 3-hour mark on average, and you still see some snow, and it will be bursts of snow from time to the next couple of hours. We get a little bit of a break before that next wave rolls in tonight, so probably in and out of Chicago O'Hare Midway, not going to get a whole lot easier. With that said, one other indication of some tough travel, the number of cancellations and delays. We have a lot of them. Take a look at the cancellations, and again, no surprise that Chicago O'Hare leading the way with more than 700. Second place comes with Detroit, and another time to think about too, calling ahead for your airline and see if there's travel waivers, because it is going to be a difficult weekend ahead. Let's find out what is ahead. We send it over to Greg and Alex.
All right, thanks, Maria. Well, more ahead, more of the same essentially here for us is what we're going to see, because things are just sort of stuck.
Yes, I like that. Right, what we got now is kind of off and on what we're going to be seeing for the next couple of days. And on the satellite pictures, there's some signs that what we've got now is going to be followed by more to come, with some clouds moving northward into some very cold air up in here. And that is a sign that some juice, Alex, is moving northward from the Gulf of Mexico again. So that moist plume of air continues to surge northward, gets caught up in the frontal circulations and little ripples in the jet stream that come on by. And we get snow roughly along the very same path over and over again.
Yeah, so there you have it. You may get a break here and there for an hour, 2, 3, or something like that, but you'll see more rounds of snow coming right back into the picture.
Correctamundo. So this afternoon, there's sort of a burst of, I would call that, round 1, maybe moving into parts of the Northeast later on this evening and tonight. Alex? Round 2, maybe.
There you go. There you have parts of Iowa now for you. The southern half getting impacted there, sliding right back on into Illinois. Now, the good news here is it's coming into the overnight. So in terms of travel issues, many folks don't have to be on the roads during the overnight, and so that'll be better.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is as we get to tomorrow morning, this second round will have a lot more juice with it. You could see those clouds flowing northward in that satellite picture. So tomorrow morning, there'll be a lot more rain on the warm side of this. Right now, there really isn't much of any, but tomorrow will be a much more widely sort of dispersed system, I guess, with snow, a mixture, and rain. All of the above tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon heading into the Northeast.
All right, there you have it. Through Saturday afternoon into the evening. There we go.
Another one.
Back at it, a little bit farther south, so it's slowly trying to sink its way a little bit farther south, but nonetheless, more wintry weather.
Yeah, it's trying, and each one of these will have a few inches of snow with them, so if you sum that up over the couple of days, plus whatever you got in the ground, that's a lot of snow. Places in the upper Midwest here are going to end up with more than a foot of snow, which is kind of expected from yesterday's forecast. But notice that even on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, there's a lot of rain on the East Coast, so warmer air moving northward.
Yeah, you said it, which is pretty remarkable here. Those folks, they're not getting much snow at all. But that's a different story as you work your way across the interior Northeast, Great Lakes, Midwest.
Yeah, this is an accumulation through Sunday. So, you know, over the next couple of days, as we mentioned, there are going to be the totals that come over a foot. But longer range, heading toward the middle of the month. I'm going to point to this first, Alex. We're talking about this. You like this part.
Yeah, that's the good
Still going to be cold in the north, likely, and warmth in the southeast.
All right, Dr. Posto, thank you so much. Maria, we'll send it over to you.
All right, a little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
Winter Storm Mateo will bring a marathon of snowfall. We time it into the weekend, including in Detroit. Next.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 66. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, cloudy skies will become partly cloudy for the afternoon. High 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You're watching the Weather Channel's continuing coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. I'm Justin Michaels, live for you this hour in Chicago, Illinois, where the snow continues to fall. It's expected to fall for the next few days, and visibility is certainly going down.
Hi, thanks, Justin. Hi, and a welcome to you for our special coverage of Winter Storm Mateo. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace.
And I'm meteorologist Maria LaRosa. Right now, 25 million people under winter storm alerts as Mateo charges its way through the Midwest.
Let's get you out there to show you what's happening. And we no doubt have it all here for you with Chicago, Detroit, Munster, Indiana, all live looks at things here for us. And it is a snowy, wintry wonderland in all of these locations.
And no wonder we're seeing the slowdowns on the roadways, the airports, too. We're going to have a complete travel update for you. But take a look at where the snow is right now. It's a relatively thin band. I mean, from top to bottom at its widest, maybe 150 miles. But where it is falling, it's coming down pretty heavily and kind of over the same area. So right there, that's enough for decent accumulations. And that's what we're seeing in Chicago. See that darker shade on the radar? That's that heavier snow.
And it looked like there was going to be sort of that back edge, the northern extent that was going to sort of slide south of Chicago. But you notice that filled right back on in here over the last half an hour to an hour or so. So more snow to track in and around the city.
And Chicago's gotten pummeled by that snow.
Sure, indeed. Hundreds of flights, Maria, have been canceled out there at some of the city's airports.
Our Justin Michaels is in Chicago. And Justin, we've been following the radar, watching your live shot. And sure enough, just as that darker blue on the radar came by, you had that little burst.
Yeah, definitely. The snow has let up just a little bit, but for a while there, it was coming down at a pretty good clip. And you guys talk about travel around the city and, of course, coming to and from the city. Let's talk about Chicago O'Hare. We're talking about delays that are pushing up to 3 hours and hundreds of flights being canceled. So if you're trying to get to or from Chicago today, you might want to reconsider or at least check with your airline, because this is probably not the day to do that. But check with your airline. I wanted to talk a little bit about visibility. And you can see very, very faintly through the snow coming down the Willis Tower. Most people probably remember that as the Sears Tower. Well, you can barely see it, and I can tell you it's only a few blocks away. If you were going to walk it, it's a little less than a mile, and you can barely see that 1,450-foot building standing right over there. Of course, an iconic Chicago building, whited out right now because of snow. And as far as the roads, more than 300 trucks are on the roads right now doing everything they can to try to keep this city as clear as possible. Of course, they're battling a major winter storm. It's the first winter storm of this significance they've had here in Chicago all winter. So they've got their job set out for them. But you can see, not too bad, folks. It's been snowing all night long, and I can actually see pavement, and cars are moving up and down this road right now pretty effortlessly. Some of the side streets are a little more difficult, but still travel is not too bad. Now, Chicago has had more than a week of straight snow. Every single day they've had measurable snow, and people here, they love it. Listen to this.
Oh, I love it. So I don't generally like snow, and I love sunshine, but we haven't been getting snow. So for all the kids in this world, they get to go build a snow person, right? And it's very quiet downtown, which is really nice. So I had to be here anyway. Nobody canceled the meeting, so I'm going to go to work in a very quiet office. But I'm walking to work because it's fun to have snow in our face. I mean, it's very pretty.
You know you're from the north when you're saying it's fun to have snow in your face. It's very pretty. It is quite pretty, but of course, I don't know if I like the blowing snow in your face. And she talked about how quiet the city is. Just take a look down. This is a major metropolitan area, folks. Lots of people live and work around here, and only a few people on the sidewalks right now. So it is a little quiet right now. But of course, it's not just Chicago. Many other cities are dealing with this, like Detroit. And that's where we find Paul Goodlow.
That's the Spirit of Detroit statue here, and it kind of represents the strength of this town. It also kind of represents kind of a right cross that Winter Storm Mateo is giving this city. There is snow everywhere here in downtown. As far as you can see, there's plenty of snow. I'm walking through actually ankle-deep snow here as we're at this time of the day about 5 or 6 inches in of the snow. But this is not our first day dealing with snow. We had snow last weekend. We had snow every day this week except Thursday. And today it continues to come on down. You can see Jefferson here, which is covered in snow and slush. And I've been told this is one of the better looking conditioned streets here in the metro area as we have the snow continuing all day long. We're under winter storm warning until midnight tonight. By the time the last flake stops, well, maybe you can measure an official 6 to 9 inches in terms of snow total from just this storm. But we're not done. We have more snow on tap for Saturday. That should be light tomorrow. But then on Sunday, maybe another 1 to 3 inches coming on through. So the snow continues. Already, we've reached the typical snow we see an entire winter in Detroit just through the 8th or 9th day of February. The snow keeps falling here. We'll have more all throughout the day here on the Weather Channel. Right now, back to you.
All right, thanks, Paul. Indeed, a snowy Detroit, snowy Midwest out there for you. And we'll time out a few locations, show how this is going to play out for us. Another location that'll see some of this wintry weather. How about Kansas City? Now we're getting, Maria, into the weekend, Saturday into the afternoon through Sunday morning. About another inch to 3 inches, or I say an inch to 3 inches, with those temperatures stuck in the teens.
Yes, 5 to 15 mile per hour winds, so this is not a huge wind generator. But there you go. It's taking over the radar here by tomorrow evening. So watch your drive along that I-70 corridor. Remember, off to the south, there's that concern for some freezing rain. Kansas City, though, thoroughly all snow.
And by the time we get to late in the morning, should be done with that. Cleveland, another location, Saturday morning into Sunday afternoon. We may have to deal with a bit of a mix out there. Some snow, maybe some sleet, freezing rain, all involved out there for you with those temperatures hovering near 32 degrees. As we put it into our future mode, there's how it plays out for us. And you can see those pinks and purples showing up. But at times, you can see Saturday morning, Maria, socked with snow.
Again, not a huge amount of wind with this, 5 to 10 mile per hour estimated there throughout this. Into Saturday evening and Saturday night, there you go again, another wave coming at you early on Sunday morning. So watch for that freezing rain potential.
Continuing into Sunday, we'll call it late Sunday, things start to wind down just a bit.
And we are going to watch a lot of areas through the weekend that will be impacted by Mateo. There is that stretch of freezing rain potential that we'll watch closely. And there you see it in the pink, stretching from Missouri into the Ohio Valley through the day on Saturday into Saturday night, stretching into parts of the Northeast and New England as well. So that is one area to watch. South of there, no problems, except for that heavy rain, where we'll be measuring that in inches too.
Up the East Coast, no snowy worries for us. It's going to be rainy conditions there, but Eastern Lakes, it's going to be a mess, mixed with some freezing rain. Indianapolis right on that edge as we move through Sunday.
The running of the bold dogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis, little things can be a big deal. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats differently. For psoriasis, 75% clearer skin is achievable with reduced redness, thickness, and scaliness of plaques. And for psoriatic arthritis, Otezla is proven to reduce joint swelling, tenderness, and pain. And the Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Tell your doctor if these occur. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Other side effects include upper respiratory tract infection and headache. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
So you planned everything out to be the first one in line for that new superhero movie. Except for the extra hour to drive there. Yeah, seems like you need Local Now. It's like your local news, but streaming when and where you want it. Now, the next time disaster strikes, you'll be ready to swoop in and save the day. Local Now. Stream on.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy skies, high 64, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast, low 57, winds light and variable. Saturday, overcast, high 69, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Place to work. Anything could happen.
All new Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Apollo? Thought I was endorsing Hershey's.
You are?
But this isn't chocolate. That's right. It's gold. You know how much I like gold.
You really are fast.
Oh, you are my sunshine. Oh, my only sunshine.
Identity thieves know if your email address is on the dark web. Do you? Find out with Experian. Go to Experian.com/scan for your one-time dark web scan. It's completely free, so visit Experian.com/scan today.
Eucerin has been solving dry skin problems for over 100 years. Discover Eucerin Advanced Repair. It moisturizes dry, itchy, rough skin for immediate relief and proven 48-hour moisture. For healthier looking skin, look for Eucerin.
Chicago hit hard by the snow from Winter Storm Mateo. Here's what we know now. More than 900 flights canceled so far today at Chicago's airports. This according to FlightAware.com. Now, local media reports dozens of crashes along roadways in the greater Chicago area as well. Many schools, they are closed across Chicagoland, including the city of Chicago. And fire officials urge drivers to clear snow from tailpipes. This is to avoid the chances of deadly fumes getting inside those cars. All right, well, let's get the latest on what's happening with Mateo now. We bring in our storm specialist, Carl Parker.
Hey, Alex, so this is a long duration event. We've got this round that's coming through now, but then another round coming through over the weekend. And a lot of the very same areas are going to be getting in on that wintry precip for that second round. And here's a look at the radar picture right now. Most of this is light snow. It's now spreading into New York State and also into Pennsylvania. Got snow now coming down across much of southern Michigan. We've had about 4 to 5 inches generally in Detroit, and it's not over yet, still going on here. We'll get some more even later with the second round that comes in. And we've had a pretty healthy snowstorm in at least some parts of the Chicago metro. 8.4 so far in Northbrook on the north side there. And then we've also got 9 inches in Kirkland as you get out towards Rockford. So definitely a healthy snowstorm for Chicagoland and surrounding areas. Also snow coming into Sterling and Peoria right now. Moderate snow in both of those areas and light snow as you get back towards Kirksville, Missouri. And then you've got the second batch now stretching across parts of Nebraska and also into South Dakota. So going forward through the rest of today, we're going to see this stripe of snow from the plains into the Midwest and across into the lakes, and additionally about 3 to 5 inches in southern parts of Iowa, southern Michigan, as well as into New York State. So you've got more in the way with this round that's coming through, but then beyond that, we're going to watch a disturbance drop down here and into the central part of the country. And notice here that as you look at the moisture, the deeper moisture, we've had sort of limited moisture coming up so far, but we're going to see this deeper moisture coming up here and starting to interact with the cold air over the weekend. And that is going to set the stage for some freezing rain as well as snow across parts of the Mid-South, the Middle Mississippi Valley, and right up into the southern lakes as well. So again, round 2 coming up over the weekend. And we'll talk more about that coming up. Maria?
And part of that, Carl, too, is watching that next wave produce maybe some freezing rain. And that's the case that we're watching out for in Indianapolis, where you're at 35 degrees. We take a live look right now. Feels like 27, but you definitely have to look at all layers of the atmosphere when you're talking about the precipitation type with this wintry weather, including, of course, freezing rain. Let's start with the big picture, though. There's a pretty big area that has that potential of picking up some freezing rain all the way from Missouri, clear through Indianapolis, through central Ohio into northwestern PA. That includes places like Meadville and Erie, but also into Maine and New Hampshire. So we'll watch that as we go from tonight into Sunday night. But here's the setup. We've been talking about our storm system, lots of warmth on this side of it. On the other side of the front, obviously temperatures close to or below freezing, but it's not just enough to look at the surface. You have to go all the way up. In this case, 5,000 feet above Indianapolis, and by later on Saturday night, you're looking at temperatures that'll be just above freezing. That's critical because that's probably just enough time for anything that was frozen to melt, and then perhaps by the time it gets to the ground, freeze on contact because our surface temperatures will be below freezing. But you notice that's the case through several hours. It's not until later on Sunday afternoon that we start to see the whole column become below freezing. And so for that reason, we're concerned that some of that ice will accumulate. The good news is there's not a lot of wind with this. So with that ice accumulation, maybe that'll help a little bit. But you can see, Alex, Saturday night and Sunday in a city like Indianapolis, definitely heads up.
All right, well, that potential for ice this weekend, just one of the problems Winter Storm Mateo could bring. Up next, we're going to time out when you need to avoid traveling, the peak times for the heaviest snow as we head through the weekend. That's next.
Have you smelled this new litter?
No.
Nobody has. It's unscented.
New Tidy Cats Free and Clean Unscented. Powerful odor control with activated charcoal. Free of dyes, free of fragrances. Tidy Cats Free and Clean. When no scents make sense.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of products. Everyone loves Flex Seal, the easy way to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. Just a quick shot fills cracks and holes, stopping the toughest leaks. It's actually liquid rubber in a can. And with Flex Seal Liquid, you can brush, roll, dip, or pour for a watertight seal. Flex Seal Liquid starts out thick and turns into a super strong, flexible rubber. And with Flex Shot, you can caulk, bond, and seal virtually anything. Push the trigger to make quick repairs. Perfect for kitchens and baths. And Flex Tape is the super strong waterproof tape that can instantly patch, bond, seal, and repair.
Flex Tape's triple thick adhesive is so strong, it even works underwater.
Imagine everything you could do with Flex Seal. Flex Seal Liquid, Flex Shot, and Flex Tape.
When you have a cold, stuff happens. Nothing relieves more symptoms than Alka-Seltzer Plus Maximum Strength Liquid Gels.
With Winter Storm Mateo growing stronger, there is one place to turn to and to trust, taking you to the worst conditions, preparing you to stay safe. Every season, every storm, every time you watch, trust in the Weather Channel.
I promise to have and to hold from this day forward, through sickness and in health until death do us part.
SelectQuote can help you keep your promise with life insurance starting at under $1 a day.
But you promised, Daddy.
Come on.
SelectQuote helped Michael, 41, keep his promise by finding him a $500,000 policy for under $26 per month, and found Vanessa, 37, a $750,000 policy for just $22 per month. Since 1985, we've helped millions of families by finding them affordable coverage by impartially shopping highly rated insurers offering over 70 policies.
Dad, don't be late. You promise? You promise? You promise?
I promise.
Keep your promise. Call SelectQuote at 800-915-4028 or visit SelectQuote.com for life insurance coverage starting at under $1 a day. We shop, you save.
Every season, every storm, every time you watch, trust in the Weather Channel.
This National Pizza Day Local on the 8th brought to you by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy skies, high 64. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast, low 57. Winds light and variable. Saturday, overcast, high 69. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes past the hour, and let's show you what it's like out there with Winter Storm Mateo. We are looking at live stream of Whiting, Indiana, not far from Lake Michigan, and about a 45-minute drive on dry pavement to Chicago. 28 degrees, reduced visibility, and look at that snow piled up on the sides of the streets and, of course, on the roadways, too. Looks like we have the road all to themselves, and someone's saving a spot. We'll see a lot of that across where these areas are picking up on the snowfall, right? Don't want to have to dig it out and then miss your spot and have someone else take advantage of that, right? That's how that goes. But you can see in Whiting, Indiana, near Lake Michigan, into Illinois, northern Illinois, Chicago included, we still have more snow to go, and it is stretched out all the way from South Dakota, Nebraska, clear on through Maine, and that is only taking us through this evening. So this is a really stretched out winter system, but you can see as much as 3 to 5 inches of snowfall yet to come in a lot of places. There's lots of moisture being fed into all of this too, so this is not a system that's going to be cut off or starved. It's just sort of waiting for these ripples to come along and enhance where we're seeing that precipitation. And where it is cold enough for snow, that's where it's going to continue to pile up because we're not seeing too much of this north-south movement or east-west too. It's, again, being stretched out. So tomorrow, another round. By Saturday night, we'll be watching that freezing rain potential. That's what you see in pink from northern Arkansas, southern Missouri. That includes St. Louis, watch out, but also Indianapolis we've been talking about. Columbus will have to watch that transition zone. Notice well to the south and east, all that rainfall completely out of it. A good chunk of the northeast and New England. It's the interior sections, Alex, that we keep an eye on still with that snowfall and that mixed precipitation.
And you see a lot of green showing up out there as well. There's going to be a wet side to this and going to be pretty wet here over the next several days in a number of locations. Here's the rainfall forecast here going through Wednesday late in the day. So we're talking about through the weekend into the middle part of next week. And look at this zone here where we've got that yellow showing up across Tennessee, far northern Alabama into Georgia, parts of the western Carolinas, 3 to 5 inches of rain. So quite a bit coming in to areas that actually could use some of that rain. We've been noticing things getting drier and drier in these zones. But notice the precipitation, or I should say the moisture starting to creep up here across the southern tier right along the Gulf Coast. We'll see more of that expanding. Right now seeing a bit of rain in South Georgia, but as we put this into future mode, this is now we get you around 2 o'clock or so, a little bit more rain getting going here across Mississippi into Alabama, crossing up into Tennessee for Saturday morning. Nashville looks pretty wet there into the Mississippi River, and that'll all begin to work its way eastbound throughout the day on Saturday into the evening hours as well. Enough rain, Maria, that we could be looking at some flood potential here in this area shaded in the green. So that is a concern.
Absolutely, when it comes to travel, too. Let's check out your Subaru Safe Driving Guide. And no big surprise, it's one of those snowy stretches here. Tough driving conditions along that I-80-90 corridor between Chicago. As you head eastbound through northern Indiana and Ohio into Toledo, you've got snow the entire way. By the time you get to Cleveland, a little bit less in the way of the snow-packed roadways. Of course, as we get in through the weekend, we'll see tough driving conditions there with that wintry mix potential. Stay with us here on Weather Center Live. We talk travel well into the weekend.
Subaru Safe Driving Guide brought to you by Subaru. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
I was born during the winter of '77. I first met James in 5th grade. We got married after college and had twin boys. But then, one night, the truck didn't stop. But thanks to our Forester, neither did our story. And that's why we'll always drive a Subaru.
Not gonna happen.
That's it. I'm calling Kohler about their walk-in bath.
My name is Ken. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm calling about Kohler's walk-in bath.
Excellent. Happy to help.
Huh?
Hold one moment, please. The Kohler walk-in bath features an extra wide opening and a low step-in at 3 inches, which is 25 to 60% lower than some leading competitors. The bath fills and drains quickly, while the heated seat soothes your back, neck, and shoulders. Kohler is an expert in bathing, so you can count on a deep soaking experience.
Are you seeing this?
The Kohler walk-in bath comes with fully adjustable hydrotherapy jets and our exclusive bubble massage. Everything is installed in as little as a day by a Kohler certified installer. And it's made by Kohler, America's leading plumbing brand.
We need this bath.
Yes. Yes, you do. A Kohler walk-in bath provides independence with peace of mind. Call 1-800-574-1372 and ask about saving $1,000 on your walk-in bath. Or visit KohlerWalkInBath.com for more info.
New Olay Whips. Powerful skincare. Now light as air. A breakthrough moisturizer. Delightfully whipped for instant absorption. Feel a light as air finish in a flash. New Olay Whips. Ageless.
Mesothelioma is a fatal cancer caused by exposure to asbestos. If you or a loved one are a victim, you may be entitled to a share of $30 billion set aside to compensate victims. Hi, I'm Todd Kale. I will personally meet with you to listen to your story and fight to ensure that you receive the compensation you and your family may deserve. Your claim may be settled in less than a year without filing a lawsuit or going to court. But it is important to know there are deadlines to file your claim. To understand more, I invite you to visit mesokit.com to download your free mesothelioma information kit. Or call us today for a free consultation so we can get to work helping you and your family. Please, take the first step and contact us today.
For a free consultation, call 800-761-3911. That's 800-761-3911 or go online to mesokit.com.
Hey there, I didn't see you. Your friends may have told you just one Mucinex DM lasts 12 hours. Well, forget that, friend, and forget Mucinex. The 4-hour cough stuff is fine.
One Mucinex lasts 12 hours.
Baxter in my slippers. I'm going on a Target run. You need anything?
Toilet paper, cereal, maybe some chew toys.
Got it.
Get low prices today and every day. Target run and done.
So you planned everything out to be the first one in line for that new superhero movie. Except for the extra hour to drive there. Yeah, seems like you need local now. It's like your local news, but streaming when and where you want it. Now, the next time disaster strikes, you'll be ready to swoop in and save the day. Local now. Stream on.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy skies, high 64, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, overcast. Saturday, overcast, high 69, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts.
What makes this simple dinner the best simple dinner ever? Great tasting, heart healthy California walnuts. So simple, so good.